Welcome to Esoteric Show.
You still feel the pain of that coin-hawking badass jamming his thumb up my butthole.
Turning and turning in the widening journey. The falcon cannot hear the falconer.
As always,
Things
follow
fall
the plan.
apart.
You've
The
been saying
center
the same
cannot
shit
hold.
again and again for like 15 minutes.
Humanity is loosed
We don't
upon
have
the
any
world.
cow porn in our Discord.
Let the dim tide is loosed.
You're probably a nihilist.
And everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned.
My dick is 8
The
inches.
best lack all conviction. While the worst are full of passion and intensity.
No, I got your keto right here right up your ass.
Well, you're a fucking pedophile. So, like, maybe an atheist or a Christian would look at this and say, well, you're just a rapist. Pride is born of good works, positive qualities, and successful results. Now we will plant that right between Beardson's legs.
You don't want to get into a dick measuring competition with me.
Gentlemen, today we have the first debate lords that actually has a debate on it. With our two contestants here, we've got Paulyfrog64
Yo.
and Frogger. Oh, sorry. Wait, which one's your dead name? Gator? Oh shit, I dead named him. Sorry, Lucas.
I don't care what you call me. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Ooh. Will you be having a shitload of dim sims and a bucket of soy sauce with that?
No, I'm just gonna eat nothing but fried chicken skins.
Nothing but fried chicken skins. All right, so here we are, team. So we're going to get down to the bottom of the flamenco question, and just in time, because I hear he's gone and quit the internet. So what better time?
Fled the field.
He has fled the field. What better time to prognosticate about people than directly after they've absconded?
Yeah.
And
Well,
you know,
I guess nobody can defend him, so I guess it might as well fall to me. Can't defend himself now.
But, you know, like, there are words. There are words like fair, balanced, impartial. These are words. These are words that technically one could, if they so choose, apply to me. And so, therefore, I shall be the adjudicator of today's debate laws.
All right. Sounds good.
Alrighty. Well, I'm on my day off, so you can't expect too much from me. Do you boys want to take it?
Sure, I know that Polly's got some questions. I think really the best thing is to really kind of explain to people who have no idea what the hell a flamenco is, like where
What
the
is a
story really
flamenco?
A Spanish
story
dance.
really begins. Yeah, I mean that is true. So this pertains to if you guys watch the kill stream, you know about Flamenco, former co-host, kind of broke off, started to do his own thing. And where a lot of people started to dislike him was he got himself ingrained with the commentary community. And for those of you who have no fucking clue what I'm talking about, the commentary community is essentially like the Augie RFC, Nick Diorio, Bo Black's side of the internet, where they're very troon friendly. They use people's preferred pronouns, and they generally like Augie, I guess, like kind of sort of is right leaning, but all of the rest of them are pretty far left, especially Nick Diorio. So Flamenco tried to work his way into their good graces. I know Rands especially sees that as a complete and absolute betrayal, because Flamenco was like, his old screen name was like Flamenco TRS. And of course, I've never actually asked him if that stood for the right stuff, but I assume that's kind of where he came from. I don't know if he was behind the paywall or not. But it seems
Is
like,
it sort of like that, the good old, like, was Hitler a Nazi? Let's examine the evidence.
well, I'm just giving you my perspective on this, because I've never actually had that conversation with Flamenco. But the point being that Flamenco frequented more right-leaning spaces seemed to try to moderate his image a little bit and get in with the commentary community, which I told him was a terrible idea, that they would never truly actually accept him, that he'd always be an outsider. And, you know, imagine my shock when that's exactly what happens. So Flamenco, the night of the Ralph bowling tournament, this whatever the fuck he called it, Killstream Kingpin, Gunter Balls, whatever, Flamenco played some Tetris game, and his email with his real name in it just happened to flash up on the screen. And so that got a lot of people digging into him, researching everywhere they could find that email and whatever password dump websites they could find. And so they've discovered that Flamenco had, just like Ralph did, they discovered Flamenco had a Pornhub. And the person that got into the Pornhub account posted a ton of screenshots of things that Flamenco had clicked on and looked at. He had like a 5-year anniversary badge or something along those lines. And in addition to that, they also discovered some hentai site that he was also signed up with. And on that website was a very, very, very odd manga called Boy Soprano. And that manga has been analyzed by a shitload of Kiwis and Flamenco's Discord moderators. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to take what they say at face value. Flamenco's people are saying that it's not as bad as it seems. Kiwis, people like Kinoche, have read through the whole thing and said it's as bad as it seems. I don't know who to believe. So I'm just going to say it's probably pretty sussy. And I think that's really where we get to, because the next thing that happened was the Mike the Bike situation, which I think Flamenco was completely in the wrong to spurg out at Mike the Bike, because there was a joke. And I think that's really my argument here, is I think there's a difference between when you're just laughing and mocking somebody. That's good. People should be mocked. You should make fun of people. I think where you step across that line is where you try to say that something is not just a joke, that something is an unequivocal fact. And when you proceed that way, you have to be very careful, because you start to cross the boundary. If you don't have your facts in order, you start to cross that boundary into life ruination tactics, because Flamenco's name is out there, his family's out there. People have been, like posting information about his family, encouraging others to like target his family. And I think that is where things go bad, when there is information out there that isn't verified, that can't be proven true. People run forward with the allegations, and then they target members of their family based on this stuff, which all started off really with a joke.
I just want to say, for Kinoche, he was banned off of Kiwi Farms.
He was banned from Flamenco. Well, this all started for the Kinoche stuff. One of Flamenco's like crazy mods banned him for something. I don't even remember what it was, but he banned him from his Discord, and Kinoche like asked him like, what the fuck? And I'm not 100% sure like the conversations that went on between them, but it seemed like this mod just kind of went overboard and was doing like all sorts of like wacky shit. And so Kinoche was like, no, fuck this guy. I don't like him anymore.
Yeah, I can speak on the Kinoche thing really quick. So someone was posting Tux's sister, and he was deleting the pictures of Tux's sister in the Discord, and I think they banned him for posting docs, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. So okay. So he was posting Tux's sister's like info in there. Okay. Well,
no, he was deleting it, and then they banned him for doxing, even though he was deleting the docs.
Okay. So someone else was posting it, and he was deleting it, and then they got mad at him. That's retarded.
It is.
See, this is why I believe in not having public Discords, because this kind of shit happens. You put the wrong people in charge of your Discord, and retarded stuff just happens. It's better to like have other people's Discords and not to have your own. It's just moderation, handling like tard wrangling. I'm retired from tard wrangling. I've tried.
Well, to be fair, like you may actually be God's strongest tard wrangler, which is why he gave you the greatest tard to wrangle.
Yeah. Fair point.
Now we do have Kinnishay in the YouTube chat, and we're getting a bit of he's typing some stuff out here,
Okay.
which is
He says he's never read through any of it. Okay. Sorry about that, Kinnishay.
Yeah, well, further down here, there's another guy called The Gunt Report who seems to be arguing with Kinnishay, but also has contributed something here. He said there was also a Discord audio leak from Cow, where his bloody mods were telling him to delete everything, and that CP was partially legal in Germany. And Kinnishay says, I was banned under false pretense because I didn't go along with their plan to run cover for Tux before Tux went on Augie's show. I don't know what any of this means.
Kinnishay also wanted me to say that he did not read Boy Soprano. All he read was that screenshot about him being 5 years old.
Yeah. I just corrected that. Yeah, Kinnishay apparently did not read it. So we have to go off of the words of the Kiwis that read it and the Flamenco Discord people that read it. See, this is the problem with this shit. Really, is that like no one's gonna go and touch this thing because it's disgusting. It's disturbing. Like nobody wants to be the one that has to sit through and like actually go cover to cover with that thing.
Now I'll just throw a couple of old maxims at you. Have you heard the one like avoid even the appearance of impropriety?
Yeah, and I think,
and the other one, which is like
kind of Flamenco's...
you are the company you keep.
Yeah, but the problem with the "you are the company you keep" thing is that you get into this 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon thing, where whenever somebody in your extended friend group does something retarded, like for instance Ralph, like people constantly like say you covered for Ralph. You know, you're just as responsible for all the shit that he did as all the other co-hosts.
I've never had these allegations thrown against me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like that's another, like that's the other thing too, is like really the guilt by association stuff. Like I don't think Flamenco is responsible for any of the shit that like Tux did. And like Flamenco's people even said that when Tux told his story, he told it in a way to try to make himself sound like the victim, when instead it was actually him against his sister, and he had swapped their places to try to make it sound like he was the one that was impacted. So a lot of people believed Tux at first, and then the truth actually came out when it was recorded later, and people rightly ousted Tux from like every community because he's a sick fuck.
So I just want to, you talked about Boy, I want to get on Boy Soprano really quick. So I looked at one of the panels because it was posted in Flamenco's thread, and the kid, then the comic, they say the kid's 15, but the kid looks like 11 or 12, maybe 13 at the oldest. So it's pretty disgusting. And I'm glad you agreed that it's disgusting. So, you know, what was I going to say? Shit, I forgot. So yeah, that's all I want to say about Boy Soprano really quick. So yeah, you know, it's not the character is a minor. The character looks even younger, and it's pretty disturbing. And I did unfortunately look at it.
I think that's one of the main problems with anime, though, is that anime is drawn in such a way so that things become kind of nebulous. Like, for instance, Jotaro Kujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is 16, but the man's built like a fucking NFL linebacker. Like, this is kind of the problem when it comes to, like, anime and manga in Japan, is that the authors of these works and the artists, they play around with the way that characters look. And so sometimes, unless you literally read so-and-so is X age in the manga or the anime, you can never really be too sure.
For Americans, think of the America's favorite cartoon, Black People. where, for example, like Trayvon, he just a baby. He only 17. You're like, yeah, but he was 6'3" and like getting into street fights with adults. He just a baby. He just 17.
Yep. Not sure what to say to that, but yeah, it's true. They do that.
See, my argument for that, though, is I don't think... Because Flamenco has never had a history of saying that he was into Lolly or Shona or any of that stuff. But Flamenco is notoriously into femdom. He's into pegging. I guess prolapsed anuses. And so my theory is that Flamenco's... I don't think Flamenco's a pedophile, but I think he might be a little gay.
Mm-hmm. And even when I made my video, that's something I did come to the conclusion of. Like, yeah, Flam is he's a degenerate. He's associated with all these weird, like, anime freaks and weirdos, and he's a weirdo himself, and he's a degenerate. But I needed more than just Boy Soprano. Boy Soprano, I mean, it is pretty bad. It is pretty bad, but like you said, there's that is one of the unfortunate problems with anime, and it is a big problem, the sexualization of minors, or drawing minors as looking older. And so, yeah, unless like specific ages, or like it's really obvious, like with Aiden, that was obvious that that's a fucking like 5 or 6 year old in that panel, and she's saying, "Ooh, hot porn," right? And it's like, there's no defense of that.
Yeah, I've always found that a little weird. Yeah. And I think this is, like, especially with Aiden, I don't know too terribly much about it, but I do know that she seemed, like, she's admitted that she was into it back then. I think maybe she's kind of, like, grown out of it or whatever. So, I mean, I would certainly hope so. And you see a lot of people, like one of the things that I had to ultimately apologize for was Josh. I falsely, and this is why, you know, I'm doing this today, because I spent a while, this was one of the things where I was helping to run cover for Ralph for, because I was so scared of getting doxxed, was I helped him spread the lie that Josh was a pedo because of some manga that he read with like a Shota character in it. When he was 14, by the way. Josh was 14 when he was reading this comic. So, like, that's kind of one of those things where Josh has admitted that, like, he looked at that stuff, that he grew out of it, and, so, like, I wanted to make sure, like, that I corrected the record on that. Like, that was one of the first things I did when I left the employ of Ralph, was I said, no, Josh is not a pedo. And I got a lot of shit for it. Because it was like, why didn't you say this sooner? Why didn't you, apologize sooner? But, like, partly the reason I didn't apologize was because PPP demanded. He's like, you should apologize. I'm like, no, fuck you.
Let's see. Someone in the chat said something. I just wanted to read it really quick. Where was it? Oh, maybe the message
chat
is gone.
We have 4.
Someone was asking me about, where was it? I lost it. It was about, did I get intimidated by, here it is. So this is from Dell. It's in the YouTube chat. Pauly, did Flam or his Discord mods intimidate you to remove the video? It seems odd. No, so I want to talk about that really quick. So yes, I did do that video. The whole reason I made that video was to look into Flam's associations, and one of the reasons I was looking into all of his associations was some of my followers told me about Dimitri Monroe, and I remember on the Kino Casino that was a big point. Well, what about Dimitri? They kept hammering that home. So I thought, well, why don't I look into this? And so then that's kind of what spiraled into making the whole video. So it wasn't just like some gay op or something like that. People came to me and said, hey, there's this guy Dimitri, and he's connected to Flam, and you should maybe look into him and make a video about him. And so that's why I made the video. Now, when it came to Dimitri, allegedly some of the logs were fake. And they said, everything that you said about Dimitri is fake. And I was like, what? And then Gator, I think you mentioned that as well, that there's like some gay ops around Dimitri. So I've been investigating him over the last month, because I know you say it's guilt by association, but it's a little weird that Flam he changed his story a couple of times. So first, Dimitri's a friend of the show. The next one is when he was on the casino and he said, well, I watched a movie once with him and Spooky. And then the last time he said he's just some edgy poster on Twitter. So he kept further distancing himself. And I felt like maybe he knew a little bit more, maybe he didn't, and I felt like maybe I should have said that in the video. That was another reason I kind of pulled it down, because I do have some integrity. I know a lot of people probably aren't used to that. But I do have integrity, and when I make mistakes, I have deleted videos in the past, like, oh shit, I got this wrong, because it's easier to do that and then make a follow-up video being like, hey, this is why I took it down. I just didn't get around to making a follow-up. So,
well, I agree. And when I was under the employ of Ralph, I had to kind of sacrifice my integrity to try to make the Gunt happy. But since leaving his employ, that's one of the things I've tried to strive to be, is someone with integrity. So when it comes to the Dimitri stuff in particular, the issue that I have is that all of the sources come from the exact same person. In looking up this person, Roggles or Burn, they've gone by a couple of different names. It all seems to come from this one person. And this person has admitted that they can't reproduce the logs from the original accuser. What was her name? Like April or something?
Yeah, April.
Yeah, so there's no way to reproduce the logs. There's no way to go back in and like screen record the video to prove anything whatsoever. And there's also allegations that this person was attempting to engage in a homosexual relationship with Dimitri at some point. And so it just seems like a lot of gay drama. And there's allegations that, oh, well, the Dimitri logs are faked. Well, someone posts logs of having conversations with this Roggles person. They may also be faked. And it's just like everybody involved in this is like a trainee. So it's really hard to get to the truth of the matter, because just
all
seems like
trannies are child predators.
No matter where you turn, everybody's running ops against each other.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things about that. And yes, no, I agree. So there is a lot of that shit going on, and it makes it very difficult to trust the sources of the information. So with regards to the logs, there was a screen recording of what was left of the logs. So there were logs that were deleted, but there still existed a record, because this guy Roggles tracked down April and then screen recorded the logs. And what he does to show that the video isn't fake, he moves back and forth between his profile, their profile, and then the message itself, because that's really hard to fake, because in Spec Element, it'll reset if you do something like that. So he did show that there were indeed some of these logs that existed, but the more spicy ones seem to not, and so that's very suspicious on its own. What else was I going to say about that? I'm not saying that Dimitri didn't have a conversation with this person. Mm-hmm. I think more of the salacious stuff was inserted there to try to make it seem like there was something going on to suit like whatever. Because like the problem is, like, I don't really know any of these people. I've had Dimitri on the Anime Boomer podcast because he's friends with Spooky. But like outside of like talking to any of these people, like I'm having to go back in and like look and be like, what the fuck is all of this shit? Because I missed all of this drama. Yeah, and that's the thing. Roggles, Burn, whichever handle he's using. I know he's been banned off of Twitter now, but yeah, after he was doing his expose on these people, he got banned pretty recently, actually. What was I going to say? I'm trying to remember. So, about Dimitri. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Damn it. I just had it. Damn it.
Do what I do. Type it on a notepad.
Type it on a notepad.
I have ADHD brain, so I'll like go off on random fucking tangents for no reason all the time.
Yeah. Shit. So what? Oh, Burn. Okay, I remember. okay, so Burn, where he got those logs from was some autistic guy who made a video about Dimitri like back in I think 2020. So he had a Google Drive file of those logs, and that's where those logs originally come from. So that's where that came from. So it's Burn has been investigating Dimitri, and as far as this is what I want to talk about now. I remember, as far as he was wanted to be in a homosexual relationship with Dimitri. That's not the case now. But what is the case is, yes, all these people are gay or trannies, and so it makes it very difficult to trust anything that these people are saying. But I did do some more digging on Dimitri. There's a couple of things that I just want to bring up really quick. And this is the thing that I disagree with Burn and Roggles on. He seems to think that if people don't talk about this, they're guilty or complicit in it. And I think that's retarded. It's just it's retarded when it comes to anything. Yeah. Yeah, it's stupid. I'm like, no, I'm like, dude, I tried to tell him, I'm like, dude, they might just go like, I don't want to look into this, or maybe they're thinking you're a schizo, or maybe they're like, well, I don't really want to talk about this, kind of like what Flamenco did, unless there's some more solid stuff. So when I did do a lot of digging on Dimitri, I found out that he had a sock puppet account that he was using to defend himself back in 2020 from pedo allegations. So that matched up to Burn and what he was saying. So that wasn't fake. I also talked to his associate, which said that, he's like, well, because I asked him, I'm like, well, what makes you suspicious of Dimitri? And then he told me about the sock puppet account. I'm like, yep, I confirmed that. There was also, there was the sock puppet account, and the fact that Dimitri changed his story multiple times regarding April. So first he said, yeah, this might have happened. I flirt with everybody. The next time he said, oh, well, I was on HRT at the time, which was, I guess the trannies were after Dimitri because he's a femboy and he doesn't want to be a tranny. And so they were trying to get him to take HRT and become a tranny.
Like I told you, this is really autistic.
It does. It really fucking does. And then the last thing was now he says all the logs are fake. So there's you're right. It's just this tangled web of gay drama. But, and so what was just a little weird to me was just everybody says it's a gay op. And to be honest, there's so much bullshit going back and forth between these people. It could easily look that way. So I definitely, when it comes to Dimitri, though, based on the fact that he changes his story, based on the fact that he kind of profiles young men, I do believe that he's probably a predator. But then again, like Rand was saying, a lot of these people have, turn out to be. But
look, I'll just say, I'll just interject with this. Look, 50% of gay people, when in self-polling, admit to sexually molesting children. And with trannies, I would have to imagine that's even higher. That they're either actively partaking or grooming over the internet. So it is statistically impossible to have this many gay and trans people involved in this, and somebody's not a fucking child molester. I would say all of them are, but that's just my opinion.
I don't know if all of them are. I don't know if I'm going to go that far.
I mean, all the gays and trannies in this story, every single one of them. A second, I'm going to say a complete non sequitur. Second story building, Iran.
This may come off as harsh, but I believe everybody involved in this story should die.
Oof. In regards to like Burn, Dimitri, and all these people, or who? I'm just trying to figure out who needs to die.
Oh, that's just the quote from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, okay. Everybody, just press the big red button. We're going full nuclear.
The whole internet, just everything, just mass suicide.
The other weird part about Flamenco was his defense of Vito. I know people say that Vito isn't a pedo, but a lot of times these ironic people that say, "Oh, I'm just ironic." I think of Amos.
We're just touching penises ironically. It'd be gay if we were doing it ironically.
Well, I think when it comes to Vito, I think he's trying to copy Mr. Girl. I think Mr. Girl is the one that's really very suspicious to me. Because of how vociferously he defended Cutie, like harder than anybody else, he defended Cuties.
I'll just clear something up with the Vito and Mr. Girl thing. They go back further than most people know, and they've actually like deleted a lot of this stuff. Vito isn't just copying Mr. Girl. These guys have been directly in cahoots for the better part of a decade. They've done multiple works together, including an internet. Stream/podcast thing that they deleted more out of embarrassment as into the fact that like it literally never got picked up. It never got popular. Like we're talking like 60, 70 views when it was still up like 2 years later. So they go back a while. Like so people sort of have the impression that that Vito just bumped into Mr. Girl and liked what he saw, which is already pretty fucking bad. But no, these scumbags are partners. They've been partners for like 8 or 9 years.
I just learned some new lore. Holy shit! I didn't know it went back that far.
It does. They've been best girly friends for a long time. They've been braiding each other's hair and making daisy chains.
Damn. Well, yeah, that definitely makes Vito way more suspicious to me. Because, Max Carson, he's telling people how he's getting turned on by prepubescent girls and fucking cuties.
Yeah, like, let's just say there's never going to be a debate, Lord, about Mr. Girl's fucking, Mr. Girl's proclivities.
There's no debate.
All you have to do is watch his own content.
Out admits it.
Yeah, he's fucking proud of it.
I'd feel fine. I'd sleep like a baby if I shot him in the head, so...
Well, that's the Josh rule. Don't call anybody a pedophile unless you'd be comfortable pulling the trigger.
So there's that, and like with Flam. I just want to get back to Flam. There's just kind of weird, like all this weird stuff, and maybe it is the autism, but there's just a lot of smoke.
Well, I think too. The reason that Flamenco, I think, defended Vito is because Flamenco has been on streams with Vito. And, he's been, like, hovering around, like, the content of, like, Nick Diorio and Augie and all of those guys. And Mr. Girl as well. He's been on stream with all those guys. And I think Flamenco kind of felt like he was forced to defend them, to not only defend himself, but also kind of to defend, like, Augie and Nick and them. Guys he thought he was kind of cool with at the time. Because, like, this is the problem with a lot of the guilt by association stuff. So, like, if, like, Vito's guilty, Vito hangs out with Dick Masterson, right? Well, guilt by association, that makes Dick Masterson guilty, right? If Dick is guilty, then... if Dick is guilty, then Nick Rekieta, who goes on Dick's show, is guilty. And then, if Nick Rekieta is guilty, then Yellow Flash and Tug and Geeks and Gamers... And you can go any number of directions to go all the way to, like, Matt Jarbo's now guilty, Keno Shea's guilty, Rand, you're guilty, I'm guilty, everybody's guilty.
Hey, I was fine. I was fine with that chain of association up until it got to me. So we'll just draw the line there and say that's a reasonable level of progression when I get involved.
Like, this is why you have to have, like, the smoking gun before you, like, it's one thing to just, like, make a joke and tell Flamenco to leave those kids alone. But I think it's another thing to say that, he's a pedophile. What's my proof? Trust me, bro. Here's all of his family's information. Go get him. Like, that's kind of the issue that I have, really.
Well, look, but, like, just with this one, look, I know there's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, and which, came up when we mentioned the, you are the company you keep. Is it unfair to say that I think less of Dick Masterson because of his association with Vito? I do think that tarnishes him.
No, I think that's fair.
Well,
I think
Flamenco is surrounded with trannies and gays.
Guilty.
Surrounded by
and
them.
You can think less of Flamenco for hanging around with trannies and gays. My point is that just makes him guilty of being retarded.
Look, the idiot Paul excuse can only go so far. But anyway, sorry. Fair and impartial moderator. All yours, Paulie.
Well, I was just going to say with Gator on this point that I don't agree with life ruination. I don't think that's ever okay. Like, swatting, of course, whoever does that needs to be arrested. I just don't agree with that at all. Like,
and leave people's families out of this dumb internet shit, honestly.
Yeah, no, and I absolutely agree. Like, the family didn't do anything. There's no reason to get them involved in petty internet drama.
I heard a genuine celebrity said that nothing's off the table.
Oh,
well, yeah, that's because he ate all of it.
Well, speaking of nothing's off the table, he's probably going to get a visit from the feds now.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot of internet drama. So, like, I mean, the good thing is, like, if this debate peters out early, we're not going to be short of material to talk about until we run out the clock.
I get it. I won't spoil it. Oh shit! I almost ruined it. Okay, I won't spoil it.
I'm sure a few people know. Actually, this might be a good point to just time. We do have a couple of interjections here from the crowd.
Okay.
Paid interjections. Hyphen sent in $1 and said, "How can this be a debate if it does not include Styx and Richard Spencer?" Well, he's got us dead to rights there. We can't we can't actually call. This is more without Richard Spencer and Styx. This is more of a TEDx talk than a TED talk. That is true.
It's the discount.
Yeah. And we can't, like, we have to say, like, sparkling wine instead of champagne in the absence of Styx and Richard Spencer. So you got us there. Red Tech Engineer sent in 25 Libra coin, which is a completely worthless cryptocurrency. Thanks a lot. To ask where all the white women are at. Well, panel. Paulie, Gator, where are all the white women?
They're in the club.
You're asking the literal wrong person about that one.
Well, I mean, Gator knows that some of them are at the anime convention.
That's true. There are a lot of white women there.
All right. Now, Terry's... we've already got Pond hunting this down for us. Terry sent in $1. Speaking of extraneous drama that may involve federales. Rand, if you get that clip of Ralph talking to that reporter from the Daily Beast, I will donate $50. Well... I love money, so I've already sent Pond to go and bloodhound that down for me. And lastly, we have D. Hulson, who tossed in $3 and said, "Rand working on a Wednesday? What the fuck? Well, you must not be keeping up on current events, pal. I'm just as unhappy to be working on my day off as anyone else would be." So apparently, like just in one of those strange cosmological twists of fate, both Paulie and Gator could only be here on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's my day off from work.
And it just happened to be my day off this week. So we had to drag Rand out of bed and be like, "Rand, put on a stream."
Well, I have it on record.
I'm so fucking tired of being news cucked on my fucking weekend.
I have it on record. That's exactly what happened. They were not trying to, like, pull a prank here.
Oh, speaking of people pulling pranks and Mike the Bike, once again, for those who don't know the story behind it, I want to thank Pond very much for paying Mike the Bike extra, so he dropped everything and worked on the song you commissioned.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome.
But
I can't wait for the next one to come out.
Well, there is already a next one. You guys probably have. Have you seen my? Have you guys seen my techno track?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We might play it. We might play it when we have it. If we take a 5-minute break, we might play that then. But so having being a micro celebrity and having Mike the Bike make a parody song about me, of course I felt obligated to shit my pants, cry, fart, shit, and cum for an entire week straight.
And tell everybody, actually, it was you who commissioned the song.
Does that mean you're going to start up a hiatus stream soon?
Yeah, no, look, you know, as a guy in my 30s, I think it's really important right now for me to concentrate on my university career. I tell you what, once I finish this fucking bachelor of writing, bachelor of writing, the sky's the limit. I tells you.
$1.
Lamborghinis and McMansions for days.
Oh, get that English degree, English masters.
What's the ultimate cop out? Is it Bachelor of Arts?
Oh yeah,
Otherwise known as the Bachelor of Attendance. All right, we've got one more that just came in hot off the press. $10 in donations alerts from Dandy. He says, thanks for working on your day off, Rand. Do any of y'all think repercussions will come from Gunt's interview he did earlier? Cheers. Well, I have not seen it yet, though we might be seeing it soon. Have you boys seen it?
I have not seen the actual interview, but I did hear that it was with Zachary Patrizio of Daily Beast, who kind of follows the America First Groyper beat.
Right.
And apparently it went very, very poorly for Ralph, and he didn't realize he was being set up for a hit piece until the interview was almost over, and he got mad.
Well, Ralph never realizes he's getting his ass kicked. I mean, there's a common theme that we discuss on Debate Lords in general. Ralph does not actually realize he's getting the shit kicked out of him. Wait, someone please...
We've seen it happen on video.
Someone please tell me, like, or just confirm yes or no. Did Ralph at any stage of the interview, especially when he realized he was being played, say, fuck you, bitch? Because I'm gonna fucking die if he started screaming, fuck you, bitch, when he realized he was being done.
He just starts screaming, I'm the Ralph male, fuck you, bitch! Daily Beast ain't nobody reads the Daily Beast. I'm on top of the world. 5-star days.
Oh, we got Zvenical there in the Odyssey chat. The actual Sven himself, and he says, "Did I miss anything?" A bit, but not. We're still really starting. Says, "Can I rewind?" I think you can rewind up to 20 minutes on Odyssey. Start the stream over, Rand. Sven is here. Yeah. Look,
hey, you can kick me off,
we love you, Sven. But like we are somewhat like time critical, aren't we? Like Gator does have a hard out sometime at like 10:30, or I believe.
Yeah. Gotta wake up early in the morning tomorrow, unfortunately.
I guess Flam is live right now, and the chat wants you to stream snipe him.
Oh, I mean, all right, I can.
Oh, I
can have a look, I guess. Is he playing Mass Effect again?
Rand, I had a look. It's so fucking boring.
All right.
God.
Oh, okay.
What do you chat?
Well, I mean, I knew it was going to be boring. I had no doubt, had no illusions about that.
Oh God.
Do you want to see if he wants to come on?
Oh, now that would be interesting. But well, I'm sure people are already extending him the offer in his chat. So if he does want to pop on, all he's got to do is like turn up in one of the chats and start demanding, that he gets to defend his honor. I mean, it'll be interesting. But I have a little feeling that Flamenco won't do that. Flamenco has demonstrated an extreme reluctance to share any sort of audio space with me. As in, he's just out and out fucking quit some things when I've turned up.
You go ahead, have a peek, but I'm telling you, chat, it's boring. So
do they really want us to stream sniping?
No, I'll take your word for it, Pond. It probably is. It looks like he's just talking to the chat. That's what it looks like.
Well, I'll just have I will have a little glance to see. It's a hiatus announcement. 230.
While you're setting that up, I do want to say
actually today.
I do want to say that like Flamenco's kind of a cautionary tale on why you don't take everything seriously on the internet, because all it takes is one like hilariously bad meltdown outburst, and you just become a social media pariah, and that's kind of what's happened to Flamenco.
Thank God, Rand has had so many. He's fine.
Well, I mean, yeah, for Rand, we're used to it now. Like he's desensitized to everybody.
Rand just goes off, and it's great.
Fuck you, bitch!
No, it seriously makes me laugh. I love when Rand goes off.
Oh, God.
Well, then usually I melt down about. Usually I'm melting down about like some sort of social outrage, not like just dumb ego celebrity shit. No,
Well, that is true. Like yeah, you get fired up passionately about that too. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, and I get angry as well.
It's really easy, especially when you're like you have a bad day and you just like the one fucking thing you read just like makes you up bad, and you're just like, oh fuck you, you know. For Rand, it's always fucking Vile. Like Vile will just say something retarded in the chat, and Rand will like start sparking at him. It's always great.
Or Ajax.
That's usually
Ajax.
Usually
or Cowboy.
Usually, what does actually get me flipping out at people is usually just unrepentant stupidity. So like
See,
not like
thing.
Yeah, not like arguments like you're not agreeing with me and you're pissing me off. It's people like not listening, asking stupid questions, doubling down on it. That it drives me wild.
Sending in 10-minute videos with 0.001 library coins.
Yeah, and then getting uppity when I don't play them. Yeah, because I love I love getting like 13 minute like fucking pirate metal recorded on a fucking VHS cassette. I love people sending that in for $2 and then getting fucking angry with, why won't you want in my super chat? At least play 2 minutes of it. No. All right. No, this is it's interesting. I've just got him loaded up on the other screen here. I've just been watching his chat. No one seems to be asking him to go on here. I'm not even sure if he's aware that we're doing this.
I don't think he is.
I disagree with your assessment, Litchfield Godfrey. Vile is not the best heel, and he doesn't know what he's doing. Anyway, all right. Look, we're getting off track here. Back to arguing about whether Flamenco's a pedophile.
Yeah, this is not about Rand and his meltdowns. This is about Flamenco and his meltdowns.
Well, another thing I've seen people bring up about Flamenco, since we're going to bring it back to Flamenco, is like the whole, like him pretending to be younger. Now, he said he wasn't revealing his age because he didn't want to get doxxed. But then, you know, and then like the little VTuber avatar. But Rand, you've got a VTuber avatar, and so it's kind of a dumb point of argument.
I forgot the funny little line I was going to do as part of my intro. This is why I need to write stuff down. I was going to say, me as the internet's most beloved little black cat will be moderating as two men argue about the internet's least favorite pup in a cup.
Missed opportunity.
I understand keeping your age nebulous on the internet, especially if you're not trying to give somebody something to go on. See, with me, I always told people that, you know, I was late 20s, early 30s to kind of keep it open to interpretation. And then people, for some reason, like when the Shannon Gaines fake docs got out there, they thought I was way younger. I just didn't correct them, because why would you?
That's a fair point.
See, this is terrible. This is why
I told you.
This is why
I told you. We talked on post a little bit before.
That's why I was joking, not joking, when I said it's up to you, chat, to keep poking him with sticks until they stop being polite to each other. Look at this fucking shit. Like, I concur, indubitably.
What else I liked about it?
I mean, that's the thing. I'm not much of a Bloodsports guy, because I try to be as reasonable as I can, but for the most part. Like,
can you be a Bloodsports guy for me?
Gator, you're a faggot.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Not on the YouTubes, Paulie. We're on the YouTubes.
Oh
That's
shit! I forgot.
We can't.
No!
Oh god!
Now we used our one. Now we can't say it. Well, here, let me find that. Let me find the N word on my soundboard so we can just go ahead. I'm not gonna do that. Pond would kill me.
Oh, jeez.
Single-handedly,
Sorry, Pond.
I'm now Team Gator, and not, you know.
I don't know. I mean, like, I think, like, according to our playbook, like, saying the F slur when you shouldn't is actually based, and so we actually have to be Team Pauly, even though he did the wrong thing. It's what they call a perverse set of incentives.
Ah.
Speaking of people with perverse sets of incentives, you know, back.
Oh
to
yes, back to Flam. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we kind of have covered a lot of this already.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Well,
can you just have the argument again?
Well, it's Flam. Like I said, Flam has a lot of like weird shit around him. There's a lot of smoke. I know there was the thing with the Steam group, but you know that was a bit suspicious because there were like 3 or 4 people who had like lolly profile pictures. But then again, there's lots of people who rep lolly profile pictures. So that's.
I mean, we come back to the anime problem. Is that like the anime community is so fucking large that if you look around long enough, you're gonna find some of those fucking pedos in there.
Oh, by the way, it's a good time to stream snipe Flamenco. He's saying nice things about Gator.
Oh, sucking up, is he? All right. Let's hear what the pup in the cup has to say.
You know, I like Gator.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I like him.
I don't know.
It might be the last chance to do it. Maybe I'll do it when I drink. I don't know. Gator Bridge burnt. He should roast that mustache for it. No.
Why is the chat not loading?
Wait, what did he?
Do you want to do raid for it or single drive?
I think they're shitting on my hair.
Preferably all the.
I thought you had that hair deliberately.
Is Dame back?
You were, like,
That's not
matching to an
Dame.
anime.
It's definitely
I
not Dame. He wishes that he
was dressed as
Dame,
Daru
but
from
he's definitely
Steins
not Dame.
His hair's like floofy.
Buff when you return? Maybe. I don't know. In about 6 months of working out, last time I lost like 40 pounds and went from not being able to do a single pull-up to being able to do 4. So, now it's definitely that. It's definitely that. We all did tell you not to trust Augie and Kino Casino. Yeah. Well, not Kino Casino specifically. Worski and Augie. I would definitely say that those two, like, that specifically, I would say definitely hurt.
All right, look.
Not to get like all gay.
How long are we going to sit here and just watch Flamenco?
To be honest with you, Worski.
See, that's another thing I do kind of want to bring up too, is that a lot of people, like, a lot of the allegations were designed to kind of get everybody to just like run away from Flamenco. So like Augie and his crew, like Nick Diorio's wanted to like take Flamenco out for a while, because Nick Diorio is a word I can't say or pun will get very mad at me. F slur. And so he has wanted to like take him out for a while. Yes, he's a bundle of sticks. He's wanted to take out Flamenco for a while because Flamenco makes fun of Destiny, and Nick Diorio is the biggest Destiny stan on the internet.
Is he like a Vouch type?
Yeah, he like
got
worships the ground that
unrequited
Destiny walks on.
Wow.
One of us has heart disease.
Yeah, Destiny is Diorio's daddy, and
he sticks the meth rock up his ass, and I love him even more.
That one goes.
Right. And so, like, eventually, like, I think that Augie had planned to get rid of Flamenco for a while. Just because of like the fighting, a lot of their audience doesn't like Flamenco because Flamenco has said negative things about trannies in the past, and they don't like that. So I think they were planning on cutting bait at some point. They just needed a good excuse to do it, and that just happened to be the reason to do it. Like, we warned him that something like this would happen.
I remember explicitly saying that. Yes, so look, they're never going to let you in the club. Like, unlike China, the social credit score system over here is like one transgression, you have minus 6 million social credit score, and there's no redeeming.
Right. There's no redeeming it. And so he was fighting upstream the entire time, and literally everybody was warning him, hey, you know that you're going to be, like, sacrificed to the corn eventually. Like, they're going to get rid of you. They've gotten rid of so many other people, like John Swan, Pescator, like all these people, like they all were picked specifically by Nick. Nick Diorio is like the Beardson Beardley of the commentary community. He just goes through and like picks people for them to beef with to start shit so they can have content to talk about. Like that's pretty much his only role there.
Is he as bad on the follow through with it as Beardson is? Because like Beardson gets fucking owned in every single confrontation he's ever had.
Well, that's the thing. Nick doesn't directly confront people. He waits until they're on streams with other people, and then he joins in for the pile-on. So he's even more cowardly than Beardson, if you can believe that.
It's not my last night. It's not my last night. It's gonna be that's gonna be Saturday.
Yeah, I've never liked. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say a particularly basketball American style of fighting. The good old pile-on there, 4-on-1.
Wait for somebody to sucker punch a guy and then jump into the fight. Yeah, that's basically what he does.
Andy, when it comes to Augie,
don't let that distract from the fact that like a lot of this is self-inflicted because again, Flamenco's an idiot. Like I don't know what to say.
Oh well, being stupid pays. Look at that. Two people have dropped in fitties.
Probably leads me to be a little bit more sour towards them than they probably actually.
I was just gonna say I don't like the commentary community. The only I didn't even know who most of these people were. But there was like crossovers. So like our people would get retweeted, and that's kind of how I found a lot of these people. The only person that I like from the commentary community because of the videos that they make is Turkey Tom, and that's about it.
Yeah, I would agree. I have no problem with like Augie. Hilariously enough, I think the person that I actually have the most respect for out of that is Boblax, and that's just because I think Boblax is just kind of autistic and doesn't tend to get in a lot of these dramas. 100%
I just don't care about
politically.
YouTubers in general because if you're on YouTube, you can't say anything real. If you build a career on YouTube, you're already a fraud. Sorry.
I mean, that's fair. But damn it, Rand, I want to grow my anime podcast.
Yes, well, you're doing like a non-political thing. If you're doing like politics, talking about the heckin' society we live in, then you're not gonna get far speaking truth on YouTube.
Well, no, you have to be like Tim Pool and basically bend over to every little whim that.
Oh
they
no,
create.
you can't even be Tim Pool.
Rule.
Tim Pool's there as controlled opposition. He's that's his little niche. No, you can't be Tim Pool. No, you'll get kicked. You can't even do retarded conservatism.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't he kick off that guy Adam?
Yeah, that's true.
All right. I'm trying to think anything else to talk about Flam. I'm trying to remember kind of the things I went through in my video.
You guys better not be fucking flaming out on me this early.
Oh.
I mean, we've been going for about an hour so far.
That's not long enough.
well, I do want to say, I
didn't get out of bed for $4.
I think also another one of the problems is that the internet goes through cycles where like it's one person kind of against the world. And I think this happened to Flamenco, mostly through his own fault, because he just reacts badly to every, and I think another criticism I have is that Flamenco won't say, yes or no to things. He likes to, and this is what makes it look more suspicious to people, even though it's literally just Flamenco being an idiot. He always tries to rules lawyer his way through statements rather than just giving definitive answers on things. And it's something that I've criticized him about in the past when he goes in and he's like talking about like Destiny or something. He'll try to parse what he's saying because he's like, oh, well, I don't want to get, I don't want to say something and get slander or defamation lawsuit. I'm like, no, you're not going to get a fucking defamation lawsuit. Like, just call a spade a spade. You don't have to parse your statements every time you say something. And I think that's one of the more legitimate criticisms of him.
Yeah, and that really does make things look more suspicious. No, I absolutely agree. Like with the whole Dimitri thing, right? So like he just gives this real lawyery answer, and it looks really weird because like you think if someone close to you had some allegations like that, you'd want to know more, or at the very least, it felt like Worski was trying to pull Flam's teeth to get him to say like, well, couldn't you at least say if that's true, it's fucked up? And it's just, yeah, I think that's a fair criticism because, yeah, it does. It makes things look way more suspicious and kind of, skeeves people out.
And that's why I say a lot of this is his own making. Because if he had just given definitive statements from the outset, hadn't tried to play games with like associations and things and just flat out said, it's like, yeah, I know the guy, I don't care. Or, yeah, I know the guy, I don't believe any of this shit is true. I think it would have been fine and it wouldn't have blown up as much as it did. And just like the Pornhub stuff, like if he had just come out and said, yeah, it's my profile, whatever, I don't fucking care, I think he would have been fine. Even if, like, somebody did hack into your account, yeah, whatever, but you really just can't go with that excuse on the internet. You just kind of have to fucking own it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people are going to be like, oh, well, Flamenco, is the horny hacker in the room with you now, Like, you've just got, like, when you fuck up that much, you just gotta own it. And I told him at the time, I think he just needs to take a break from the internet. And he should have listened to my advice. I'm glad he's listening now, but he really should have listened back then.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. I'm trying to remember more points from my video that I made because I'm trying to stay on topic here. Wasn't super prepared for this, to be honest. I didn't know what you were going to ask or what questions you had, and I know we talked a little bit on post, so that kind of like we had a little bit of an exchange. I'm
kind of going off the top of my head too. I didn't really prepare either.
Yeah. I was expecting to get grilled. Like, but shit.
Oh no, that wasn't good. That wasn't gonna happen.
Nah, that's not. Nice. That's not really my style.
Yeah,
I'm more of the interviewer type. Like, I like to talk to people to kind of understand where they're coming from, and then I kind of like explain where I'm coming from. I've never really been the one for like the bombastic blood sports type stuff.
You know what? Flamenco's a pedophile, and all I need is that boy soprano. I don't need anything else.
We do need to discuss Boy Soprano. People would be very, very disappointed if we didn't hear the novel take on this one.
That's not my novel take. That's the facts. Facts.
No, not your novel
Hashtag
take.
fact.
Like, how do you defend looking at Shotokan with a 5-year-old in it?
You really can't defend it. My argument was I don't think Flamenco was looking at it.
Fucking just done.
Let me say it. I don't think Flamenco was looking at it because he was looking at it for a kid. I think he was looking at it because the character's like cross-dressing or whatever and getting pegged, and I think that, and like femdom shit. That's what I think Flamenco is interested in.
So you're speculating on what he was jerking off to in Boy Soprano?
Yes, we're theorizing on the what Flamenco was jerking off to. Yes, absolutely. Hey, we have other evidence on his Pornhub account to suggest the things that Flamenco was interested in, and all of those seem to be older women with prolapsed anuses, and some also men.
What? Was into rosebuds?
Yeah.
MILF rosebuds?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
It was in the screenshots. I'm just telling you what was there.
This is what happens. This is what happens to Coomers, Ran. They jerk off too much. They get a little. They keep going down this road.
No, it's just a little bit of harmless gateway masturbation, and before you know it, you're ordering the Iron Horse from baddragon.com.
Joining suspicious groups that you later like, I personally think he uses the excuse, I'm just a retard, way too much. Like, in real life, I would never trust someone like at all like this.
Yeah, but have you ever heard Flamenco like go through an argument? Like that's
Why?
my rebuttal.
I don't know.
Have you heard Flamenco?
No,
Yeah,
I have a much better rebuttal.
Have I heard
He
Flamenco
cannot be
argue? I don't
trusted
know.
because he's a traitor, and you can't trust traitors. They lie all the time.
Well, that's another thing too. Is that Flamenco needs to stop like doing these little like convenience lies where he just lies about dumb shit that he doesn't really need to lie about. Like Ralph has the exact same problem too. He'll tell these like little small white lies to either like put himself in a better light or to like try to dance around something. And after a while, those tend to stack up and contradict each other. Like with, when he was trying to like distance himself from like Dimitri or whatever. Like he lied because he's like, oh, this is somebody that people are going after. I'm going to tell a little white lie so I don't look like I'm associated with this person. And so it made it look more suspicious.
Please explain who Dimitri is. People kept saying that Dimitri Monroe is some big pedophile guy. I honestly, I don't know anything about him.
Dimitri's just like an anti-tuber. Like he makes videos about anime stuff. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
Now, Paulie, in your thing, you had some interesting things about Dimitri, but was it Dimitri, was he the one that you had to revise your video about, or was that someone else?
Yeah, so people were saying there was a lot of like gay ops, that the logs were fake, that a lot of this stuff was faked, but there was a lot of stuff in there that was real. So like he does follow a pornographic artist who draws little children, and we're talking sexually, like it's very obvious,
like
that this
Shad
is like
Mantia kind of stuff.
Yes, and
I see. I can see people say he's sus between that and
but and that he was friends. He was also friends with another anime YouTuber, Mr. Cynical, who's admitted to flying out to Thailand. I know people say, "Oh, guilt by association," but the whole reason that Burn. I'll talk about Burn really quick again, because Burn found out about Mr. Cynical and told Dimitri about it, and then Dimitri's reaction kind of skeeved out Burn, and that's when he started investigating and looking more into Dimitri and these allegations around Dimitri grooming underage either boys or girls. I don't know, because there's all these trannies. I don't know if they're a girl, if they're a boy, unless you see a photo, and even then, God. But so Burn was looking into him after that.
Well, see, and once again, that seems to be another like he said, she said with Burn, because it seems that Burn had an association with Mr. Cynical before and with Dimitri, and so it seems like there's some weird like love triangle shit going on there.
If I remember correctly, Burn is gay, but there wasn't like a love triangle between them. But he is gay, and so like I said, like we talked about that, where it's like it's hard to trust any of these people, because might be some validity to that claim. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it when I talked to his associate. I found out through his associate. His associate outed him and dropped his information because he was doxing other people in the anime community that he thought were pedophiles. And so his former associate wanted to investigate these people privately and then send their information to the police. Burn wanted to expose them, and get them banned off of social media and arrested and all this.
So you're saying that Burn was going around and like doxing random people and accusing random people of being pedos?
He would target specific people, but yeah, he doxed a couple of them. I think he doxed Ave and a couple of others that he suspected that were probably pedophiles, and there's some screenshots floating around of them. So yeah, that's what happened.
And see, a lot of those same people, when I was like going through Twitter looking for like stuff about Roggles and Burn, it seemed like a lot of the people are saying that like Burn has some sussy stuff in his back pocket. So it really just seems like it's like one of those things where you just have to say, fuck all of them. I want nothing to do with that whole fucking community.
Yeah, I'll watch anime. I'm very picky about what I watch. I watch a lot of older stuff, Legend of Galactic Heroes, stuff like that. I don't really watch a lot of modern series. so I'm very selective about what I watch because, like you said, there are problems in anime, like the way they depict minors and things like that. Yeah, the whole there's a lot of weirdos and degenerates and creeps and pedophiles in the anime community, and it's like I kind of distance myself from all of that. It's like I don't want anything to do with these people. I don't really want. The whole reason I started looking into this was because a couple of my followers said, "Hey, Flamenco's connected to this Dimitri guy, and there's this guy and these other people talking about Dimitri. You should take a look at this stuff." And so then that kind of, like I said, spiraled into making that video. That said, there's a lot of suspicious things around Dimitri. Like I said, the sock puppet account that was defending him from the allegations, the fact that Dimitri himself. I don't think
the sock puppet thing in general shows any sort of guilt. People do retarded stuff on the internet all the time. Sock puppeting is probably one of like the oldest things. Somebody creates like an alt account to be like, oh, so-and-so, did absolutely nothing wrong. Like Ralph does this shit all the fucking time. Lots of lolcows do shit like that all the time. I don't think that in and of itself shows any sort of guilt, but maybe just that he's retarded.
Though acquiring women to get yourself a new sock puppet Twitter does take it to a whole new level.
There was a couple of things involving that sock puppet that kind of made me take another look at it and go like, that's fucking creepy and weird. One of them was he knows the laws about sexting minors. Like he knows the exact cutoff age and he knows the specific laws.
Oh, he does?
Yes, there's actually a screenshot of that. And then the other one that I got myself that I didn't get from Burn or any of these people like in this gay drama sphere. I actually went to the source and started going through his sock puppet myself. There was that. And then there was, what was the next thing? Oh, this is why it's really hard because these people know how to do this shit to prove anything, is they know how to use Inspect Element and make fake logs and fake Twitter posts. And Dimitri himself knows how to do that. He even said on his sock puppet, he's like, well, this is fake. It's an Inspect Element job. You can easily edit posts. And it's like, that's pretty suspicious too.
So you're all set as long as you don't spell paste bin as paint bin.
As paint bin, you're in the clear. Again, and that's the problem with a lot of the stuff on the internet now is that you pretty much have to. Like I remember when Tonka Saw tried to pull this stuff on Andy Worski. Remember that with the Snapchat or whatever. You really have to led to Andy. Oh, that might be before your time.
I believe, if I recall this correctly, Andy demonstrated live on stream how you can use Inspect Element to fake a log. Yes. Do you recall that, Gator?
And that's yeah, I do. I was on that stream actually, and it makes a lot of this stuff more difficult. Simply for the fact that if you don't have a screen recording on a phone where you can't go in and use block element or inspect element or JavaScript or whatever, it's really hard to definitively say this is 100% complete total logs. That's why I kept all my DMs with Ralph so that I could literally pop them up on screen and be like, yes, here is the log. I can prove that it exists.
Yeah, and that's really what you have to do. And and you're right, the whole Bloodsports thing. I was around back then, but that just didn't interest me at all. I didn't like live streams. I liked pre-recorded videos, so I missed all that stuff. But if a boomer like me can figure out how to use Inspect Element and make fake logs, then any of these people can. Anybody here in this chat, in this stream, can easily figure it out, especially considering how much of a boomer I am, man. If I can do it in 7 minutes, you can do it. So, yeah. So, unless you're screen recording it, that's the thing. It's it's hard to prove, these logs actually happened. The only thing that Burn has is what was left of the logs after some of them had been deleted. And like you said, a lot of the more spicy ones got deleted. The other thing that skeeves me out about Dimitri is he's a very, very avid lolicon poster. He talks about wanting to fuck his sister, and you can say, oh, those are just edgy jokes, but it's just and there's more than just fucking his sister. He talks about how he loves 11-year-olds, and it's
wait, what?
flat chest is justice. Like he has a shirt, flat chest is justice. And so there's a lot of this. I've got one of the images of all of the different things that he's said. Like someone did like a compilation of all his like quotes on his Twitter, and yeah, there was a lot of stuff like that. You know, like my 11-year-old sister is hot. You know, there's actually a photo of him in the mirror with a shirt that says "Flat Chest is Justice." Let me see if I can actually pull up what some of the other tweets said. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can pull them up real quick. Because I think
I was about to say.
So in the process of doing the Flam video, I was actually just going to do a video on Dimitri because, like, I've been looking into this guy. I'm trying to find the compilation. Where's the compilation image?
Now, who was his audience? Like, who wants to sit around and be regaled with tales of how hot someone else's 11-year-old sister is?
Mr. Girl.
Oh, I'm sure he was fucking violently beating off to that one.
Let's see. Trying to find it. I know I had it in here.
I'm glad you're digging up some receipts. I was about to say, like, Paulyfrog, you're being awfully nice to Gator. Does Gator have some dirt on you?
Stop fighting!
No, he doesn't. Even if he did, it's just the internet. So
it's the internet.
But
this is like when you're a kid and you've got your little plastic box and you've put two beetles in there and all your friends are gathered around. You're like, fight each other, and they won't do it.
But when it comes to accusations like this, it's like, yeah, I've got an entire folder on the guy. Let's see, I might have saved it it might be in the old folder. Let me see. So I got the original chat logs.
All right. Well, if you're pulling up something in specific, can I use this opportunity to read out some more dings?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
All righty. Okay, so Hyphen sent in $1 and said, Gator Frog. Gator. I think this is why commas are important, Hyphen. Because technically both these names are Gator's names. He's Frogger now. That's his beautiful ascended name.
Ghostler gave me that nickname.
Gator. Frog said... I'll just read this out and see if you can decipher it. Gator Frog said you are not a scaly and you're really a furry and that his dad can buck break your dad. There we go.
No, I'm not a furry.
There we go.
Nor am I a scaly.
This may be an example of what I asked for. Just poke these guys with sticks till they start fighting. All right, Jake sent in $1 and said, Flam is a gay pedo.
Flam might be gay, but he's not a pedo.
Lies. He's pedo.
Oh, that's what... Well, what do you put the over/under odds on that? Like, 30% chance he's a pedophile, 60% chance?
100% for me.
Well, you already know what my answer is, but just throwing it out there. Gator, you gonna say like 0%?
I'm gonna say 0%.
All right.
100%. 100%, 0%.
Okay, so how do I share my screen? Oh, there it is. I see it. Share screen. Okay. Share screen. Select window. Let me see which screen it is. Screen 2? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so you can bring that into the scene, I think, Rand.
Yep. Okay, so well, they can see it, but I've got to drag the StreamYards over onto the main screen so they can see.
Okay,
it.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
All right, yeah. You might still need to read this out though, because the text might be very small.
I'll zoom in and I'll just kind of scroll through some of these here. That's what I'll do here. So yeah, there's here's Dimitri. And actually, I'm beginning the industry to let me play as a cute bimboy Shota. That's Shota's like little boy, who is perpetually bullied by MILFs and the occasional lolly. Also, Hades is there. She's right. I'm 11. I'm a lolly. Sorry you guys had to find out like this.
What does he mean by begging the industry? Do you know what that means? I'm confused by that. Begging the industry.
I think he's meaning that he wants them to make an anime about him, like as a Shota that's bullied by a MILF lolly. So he wants to be a little boy bullied by an older woman. I guess would be my guess.
Okay.
Been doing this for years. I'm prepared to be a back alley lolly dealer. Let's see. Hu Tao is not a lolly. She's just mentally a child ideal. All art I like becomes lolly. Actually, that big-breasted cowgirl you liked an image of, she's 14 and my GF. I'm an expert in lolly diagnosis. They are called lollies in Genshin's code, antis who get into specifically lolly heavy media just to be mad about it are so funny. Sorry, I saw lolly and autopiloted, and then I also have one more here. I'll bring it up.
Is that fucking... Oh, Jesus, that ad is fucking terrible.
What?
The person he's responding to?
Oh, who?
The one that starts with C. I fucking hate that
God.
word. I fucking hate that word.
I didn't even pay attention to the at. Oh, shit. Yeah, he's responding to Cunny Love. And that's right. That's another thing I forgot to mention.
Holy shit.
I hate that word.
Of course,
I forgot to mention
Cunny Love on Twitter.
I forgot to mention this too as well. He was in a server called Cunny something, I think, and then he left when I think one of the people in the server got exposed as a pedo. So he jumped ship immediately. So yeah, there's his shirt. Flat is justice, so flat chest. And then yeah, he's got sexually suggestive poses of that. That's a child. And then this one. So this is a post. He's not a pedophile. He's my mutual. Dimitri Monroe Life Simulator. Come inside my little sister. It's pretty bad. So you can see why I've been looking into this guy. And
I don't want to be friends with this guy.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So here, let me stop my screen. Hang on. There we go. All right, there we go. So yeah, you can see why I've been looking into this guy. There's way more smoke around this guy than. I mean, there is some smoke around Flam, but there's a lot of smoke around this guy, and so that's why I was a little, that's why I was when I started looking more into this guy, it was why didn't Flam mention this guy? He's come out against Cunny posting. I guess you're against it, Gator. He's come out against Cunny posting. So I guess he was banning
I've
it.
been against Lolly for a long fucking time.
Okay.
Me, Cody, the problem is, I remember actually do you know who Louis Laval is?
No.
We had an episode of the Kill Stream. I don't know. It might be lost to time.
Oh, good news.
Where Louis
Cunny Lover account suspended.
Oh, good.
So there was an episode on the Kill Stream with Louis Laval, and I can't remember. I don't think he was actually on the stream, but he was debating with somebody else over the lolly question, and Zidane and I just absolutely destroyed that guy, Louis Laval. He was a Sargonite. I really wish that episode still existed because it really spelled out the problem that I have with lolly. It's the fact that not everybody that's into that is a pedo, but there's enough of them that are pedos that the whole thing is fucking suspect.
Right.
And once again, the problem too with anime is that these animators, the way they draw characters is so different that you can have, let's take, Uzaki-chan, right? That's the small chick with the giant boobs, one of the bully animes. She's kind of small as a character, but she's in college in the anime. And because she's drawn so different, Nick Diorio tried to accuse my co-host Spooky of being a pedophile because of Uzaki, who's a college student in the anime.
So that's where that exchange comes from. Because there was in my video I mentioned that exchange with Diorio and Spooky. So that's what that was about.
Yeah, Nick Diorio had an N-word moment and blocked my co-host, and then she mocked him for it, and then he tried to accuse her of being a lolicon, which was not true at all.
Okay.
because she was posting big boobed anime girls, and Nick Duro was like, "Oh well, I'm not gonna, associate with somebody posting that stuff," because Nick Duro just fucking hates anime.
Okay, gotcha.
Isn't it?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just like, cause yeah, I remember that in my video. See, that's another thing that like now I have the proper context for that little bit that was in my video. Like I thought she was posting like what Dimitri's posting. Like I didn't know because like her Twitter's gone, so I couldn't go through anything. So I'm glad.
It's literally like big boobied anime girl.
Okay.
Not
Wait,
into
is that
lolly
the
at
one?
all.
Is that the one who wears like the T-shirt that says Sugoi and like has enormous
Sugoi
tits?
Dakai? Yes,
Right.
that's the one that Nick had like a meltdown about.
But that's literally just a short woman with big boobs. They exist. I've seen them. I've felt some of them.
But back to your stance on a lolicon Gator.
Yeah, I think those people should be relentlessly bullied. That's the Anime Outsiders take. I agree with Cody Beyer 100%. Those people should be bullied. Not all of them are pedos, but enough of them are pedos that they need to be shunned and shamed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I think there's, and like I said, there's a big problem in anime with the sexualization of minors, and like you said, there's also the added problem of they're drawing the characters younger, but they could be, in college. It's like you know what they're doing. You know what they're doing.
Well, it's like we have this problem in America too. We routinely cast older people playing like high school characters. Like Kimberly, the Pink Power Ranger, she's supposed to be like, 16 in Power Rangers, but Amy Jo Johnson was like 19, 20 when the show was on. But like everybody's waifu was Kimberly.
America has a proud
Ranger.
tradition of using 25-year-olds to depict high schoolers. There's nothing quite like what do they call those lines you get down your cheeks, like facey eye something or other. You know the ones I'm talking about. The lines you get around your mouth. The laugh lines,
the wrinkle marks.
Yeah, we've got laugh lines or whatever. Yeah, like there's nothing like watching a teenage high school drama and literally every single high school student has fucking laugh lines. It's a little uncanny. All right, I might just use this slight break as an advertisement break. Here we go. So, Hyphen sent in $1.
I gotta take a piss.
All right. Hyphen says Randbot has studied Boy Soprano for hours, so he's an expert in this topic. Why? Thank you, Hyphen. No, just the example page that Kino Shea was posting was enough. I'm looking at it and go, oh yeah. Now I've seen enough manga to know where this is going.
Oh, that's what you told me. You told me you read the whole thing to be a thorough investigator and be prepared for the debate today.
Well, I couldn't read all the pages in the copy I got. Some of the pages were stuck together.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay. All
right. Jake said, let's be real, the Shota pegging videos were just the tip of the, and he has this in triple parentheses, iceberg. Oh, good. And Bog 1v1 for $5. He says, if Flamenco just said, I like to wank to mum dom porn, this wouldn't be happening. Well, yeah. Well, part of the reason why this happened is because Flamenco, much to his own disbenefit, is a bit of a heat seeker. And even Gator agrees with us on that. Kind of draws negative attention to himself. All right, Spring Heel's got an opinion, but he doesn't want to spend a lot of money on it. In fact, he doesn't want to spend any money at all on it, which is why he sent 0.08 Libra coin. Thanks, big spender. He says, fact from TRS call-ins to starting out on Stream.me and being a Gunt co-host, Flamenco used to tell his audience he was fresh out of high school and in college doing a degree in programming. He's lied about everything in his life to become an e-celebrity. Well, Paulie, you've been the researcher man. Do you have a brief comment on that?
Sorry, I was reading the chat. I'm sorry, Rand.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
All right, fuck it, whatever.
All right, I'm back.
Do you want us to open up the StreamYard for questions and whatnot?
Well, I thought we'd just kind of do them. Well, let's think we don't have too many questions because everyone's being a fucking Ebenezer Scrooge today, so we don't have too many questions. But Dr. Tetanus says it may have been Paulie's video, but the Kino Casino played a video that halfway implied Aiden Paladin and a couple others in the Dimitri stuff. I may be remembering it wrong, but had he backed off all of that? Question mark. Either way, Dimitri belongs with Mr. Girl and Vito in the Pillaries. Now, I do believe that Paulie, in your video, Dimitri was acquainted with a surprising amount of e-celebrities or orbiters and such.
Yeah, he's gotten around quite a bit. I think he's been on streams with the Pendentic Romantic. He's been on Pantsu's stream as well. He went on a Pantsu's second channel called Corrupting Your Kids to do a live stream with her. It's a very creepy YouTube channel name.
Oh shit, that's right. Hang on, what was it called again?
Her Pantsu's YouTube channel was called Corrupting Your Kids.
Corrupting Your Kids. Lovely.
Yes.
Now, I do believe that particular dynamic duo, just as an aside to current events, are now teamed up with Keffels, who literally has built a business around corrupting your kids.
Oh yeah, Gator definitely wanted us to talk about Keffels today.
Oh,
sure.
Don't worry. Like Keffels
Multiple
isn't getting out of
times.
today unscathed. Oh, in fact, let me just update the background image.
We have to talk about the Keffels Kiwi Farms war.
Well, just before we change this image, though, do you guys want to go to the Golden Corral?
What?
Are you telling me you guys aren't looking at the fucking screen I'm sharing on the?
No, I'm looking at it.
Are we going to Golden Corral? We're going to go.
It gets even better. When
What
you
the
scroll
fuck
up.
is that from?
It's from Grandma.
Oh my god.
That's who it's from. It's from Grandma. Are we going to Golden Corral? Yeah, unless you want to go somewhere else, no. But speaking of Keffels, oh shit! Oh, hang on.
I've got something about Keffels really quick. Dimitri was tipped off about Keffels because he had, I think, people in.
Tipped off in what way? Like I thought they'd be like natural allies.
About Keffels grooming minors and on Discord.
Did he find that kind of hot?
I don't know, but he did, I guess, an exposed video or an exposed thread on Twitter or something about it, I guess. I could be getting that wrong.
Alrighty. Well, we got, just briefly this one here. Yeah, Kiwi Farms addressing Keffels' attack. Is there anything you can do to make things miserable for the little creep? He's openly admitted to being responsible for the DDoS, to which Noel replied, he cut off his own dick. There's nothing I can take from him. Not bad. Not bad. Very
true.
I may have some differences with Josh, as in, like, I'd once again second story building I ran, but he's not too shabby with the comebacks. All right, Dr. Tetanus for $1 said... Oh, wait, no, we read that one, sorry. $1 from Litchfield Godfrey. He says, $1 because I don't get paid till tomorrow. Fair enough, fair enough. And $2 here from Foozhole, or Fuzzwho, I don't know how you spell that. Looks
Fuzo.
Chinese.
It's
Fuzo.
Fuzo.
Fujo.
Yeah.
He sent in $2 on donations alerts and says, Rand, all I know about Australia came from Tomorrow When the War Began and the Wolf Creek films. Fair enough. I mean, much like, because I've seen all of Neon Genesis Evangelion, I am a certified anime professor. Yeah, those are all the movies you need. Also, the Tomorrow When the War Began film was fucking shit. Read the books. Way better. All right, and
I've done neither of those.
Unfortunately, we are caught up. The audience is to blame for this. Where are the questions? All right. Pick up where you left off.
Well, we were talking about Dimitri.
Yes.
But I can't remember where we were at in the Dimitri discussion. I was sorry. I just don't remember.
Okay, like Dimitri has a surprising amount of associations with other people, but you were saying he actually launched an attack on Keffels or something like that.
Yes. So
Dimitri was kind of it was an anti-tuber. So like all of the anti-tubers like all hopped on each other's shows and shit. Like even Digibro was like appearing on people's channels, though he was more of like a pariah and nobody really ever liked him. But they would all go on like each other's channels and shit before like all the anti-tubers kind of like broke apart a little bit. And so there were like the anti-SJW side of Anitube, and then there was like the SJW side of Anitube, and they all hated each other. It's all very autistic, yes, I know.
Well, that makes sense because the culture war kind of seeps into everything, so it's kind of hard to escape no matter where you go.
That's why it's simpler just doing the thing I'm doing, because I can just stare down my nose at all these people and say, you all deserve second story building.
Things are very easy in Rand World. It's either second story building or member of the party.
Yep.
Yes.
Head turn to the side. Instantly sprouts blonde beard just to say yes.
You want a complicated intellectual world of, love,
Generally, the people who try to make things overcomplicated are trying to hide something from you.
Yes, they're trying to hide something in the word vomit.
Would it be they're trying to hide that they're whoish?
When I hear the phrase nuanced position, I reach for my revolver. But no, like, all jokes aside, though, I have a 100% strike rate of someone trying to sell me a line of bullshit whenever they started, like, throwing a word salad at me. But I've never, ever run across someone in good faith, like, writing me, like, paragraph upon paragraph of spaghetti language. All
right.
Carry on, boys.
Two Keffels, like, I
thought you were pausing for more dings.
No, I wish there were.
Sorry that they didn't want to see us. Rand.
The best I've got is like cheap motherfuckers sending in Libra coin, like Red Tech Engineer who sent in 26 Libra coin to say "pull my finger," which is exactly the sort of like highbrow dialogue we're looking for here. He then sent in $1 and said, "Don't read this." Too bad.
So wasn't there a question that you asked me, Rand, but I forgot. Was it this one from Spring Heel? I'll read it if you don't want to.
I already read that one out. Yes, yeah, that's the one. Let me just read it out in toto because it turned out like both of you went and saw a man about a dog at the same time. All right, so fact. From TRS call-ins to starting out on Stream.me and being a Gunt co-host, Flamenco used to tell his audience he was fresh out of high school and in college doing a degree in programming. He's lied about everything in his life to become an e-celebrity.
I don't know if lying about like who you are necessarily is the hill I would go on, because I mean it really kind of in a roundabout way says if you don't post all of your personal details on the internet, it's like dox yourself, you coward.
Yeah, leaving false breadcrumbs to throw off A-loggers is... No, I don't disapprove of that tactic. Like, most people don't even know that Pond is, in fact, a talking dog.
Well, you weren't supposed to tell anyone, Rand. Jeez, now the fucking government's gonna come down.
I am a bitch.
I just want to say that, sorry, gas. I just want to say that, yeah, I agree with that as well. It's like, yeah.
That I'm a bitch?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No. We can achieve consensus on that.
And I think too,
the panel has decided.
I think too, like, a lot of the stuff, especially with like Flamenco, was it started off trying to find the answer in search of the question. So you started with your assumption, and a lot of people have like gone back to try to like take every little thing that Flamenco has said and done and try to use it as evidence against him, even when it was like completely innocuous stuff. And this is something that like the internet does, the dogpiling and just like finding just like random shit to just throw against the wall to see how long it takes him to get buck broken. And turns out record time. But still, like this is just kind of something that I like. This is just me opining on this, but it's just like something that I've noticed that it's like even little tiny things like, oh, Flamenco wasn't completely forthright about his age becomes like a damning allegation because everybody wants to like take this guy out.
It was a bit of a thing to find out that he's fucking middle aged.
With young Zoomers is extremely suspect. It's like every Minecraft fucking creator I've ever seen. They all make my skin crawl when they're like 35, hanging out with like 10-year-olds. Yikes.
Hanging out with 10-year-olds is a little fucking weird.
See, even you, like, yeah, I can't spin that one.
Well, I told Flamenco not to try to like ingratiate himself with like the commentary community. I fucking told him not to do it because number one, you really can't trust anybody there because they turn on each other all the fucking time, almost as bad as all the people in internet blood sports. But I mean, like, but of course, like they all fucking hang out with Keemstar, and Keemstar's like 40, 45. I don't think Keemstar's a pedophile. Despite a lot of people from the H3 podcast trying to call him one because he dates a college girl.
No, I'll just say this about Keemstar. Obnoxious personality, street shitter, raised in a Jewish family.
Wait, Keemstar's whoish? What?
No, he's a poo in the loo, but he was raised.
Wait, is he really?
He was raised adopted in a Jewish family.
Wait, you're telling me that Keemstar is Indian?
I'm going off the information I've been told. There's some at least some of the subcontinent within him. At least I've been led to believe.
Yeah, he's Poonlu. You can see that from space. Pleased to be closing ticket.
What
did you think he was? Tell me.
I thought he was a fucking white dude.
Oh my God, I thought he's white. Wow!
I thought, like, if you look at him, he looks like Turkish. Like,
Keemstar was just like fucking New Yorker.
Look at this fucking Aryan. Like Hitler would weep.
This is a plot twist I didn't expect of this stream. Holy shit!
I just thought he was like some kind of fucking like New York Italian mutt.
Yeah, keep going. I want to hear.
Actually, it looks even worse when they go and put him right next to Ethan Klein. Hold on,
how white do you think he looks? 100%.
Oh God.
Bavarian.
Why is my ethnicity so important to you, Goy? Why are you wasting time talking about this?
Well, he doesn't look very white at all in that picture.
In that picture, he looks Armenian.
Yeah, he does look fucking Armenian, that one. But like this picture. Like, here's one right here. Like, I thought he was just a fucking white dude. Albeit, like, Italian. I mean,
hey, look,
I don't want to get into, like, the fucking dingo argument.
Sitting directly under fluorescent lights will actually help make you appear more light-skinned. Go, man. He's got lighting, like, directly on him there. Come on.
My mistake, I guess. I always thought he was just a white dude.
It kind of looks like Tim Pool in this one, actually. I'm not sure whether he's wearing a magic.
Tim Pool is Armenian.
Well, all I know about Tim Pool is if you remove his magic beanie, he stops working. He just becomes hyper violent.
With this one comment, Gator, I am now Paulyfrog64, team Paulyfrog64. Disgusting.
Because I called Keemstar white. Okay. Well, that was my mistake.
Yeah, you lost the crowd there when you called Keemstar white.
Unsubbed.
Wikipedia says he's Italian and Greek. Oh God, he's a man.
See, okay, so I'm right. He is white.
Okay.
Do you want to phone? Do you want to phone a friend?
Hey, look. Dingo is a white guy. Okay, I don't care what anybody says.
Where's my drop? Oh, that's not the right one, but it'll do.
Oh, I know the one.
That of all the countries in the world, only Italy doesn't deserve to exist.
They're about to execute us when a rebel officer sees one of our passports.
Oh, God damn it. That one got corrupted. Damn it.
Rest in peace.
Oh, no, I know. It's still here on the interbutt somewhere. All right, keep talking.
So, how long have you thought that Keemstar was white this entire time?
This entire time. And hey, it said he was Italian and Greek.
Worse than I imagined.
It said Italian and Greek, so I'm right.
I can't even right now.
When a rebel officer sees one of our... They're about to execute us when a rebel officer sees one of our passports and shouts, "Wait, these aren't whites. They're Italians."
All right, Spring Heel is screaming at me that he's a Sikh Indian. Is he fully Sikh? Because if he's fully Sikh and he's on a skateboard, then you've got radical Islam.
Maybe he'll heil while he's on his skateboard for a Sikh heil.
Now that's we're getting into esoteric territory there. The Indians in SS uniform. The elites on the History Channel don't want you to know this, but the Indians in SS uniform at the park are free. I have 465 Indian SS divisions at home.
And they're all coding me a mobile app.
They've been working on it for years. It still doesn't work.
That's okay. Bring another 400 home.
Speaking of Indian programmers, did you know that Twitter's quietly having a little crisis they can't resolve at the moment?
No.
I saw this on post,
Yeah.
A friend of yours got locked out of their account and literally can't get back in.
But it's not just my problem, because people say, like, oh, maybe your friend is being specifically targeted. No, I suppose it is over a fortnight now. Twitter's acknowledged this. They call it a critical issue. They haven't been able to solve it. Literally anyone who's being asked to verify their email on Twitter is getting soft-locked. Because no matter what you put in that field, it returns this email is attached to another account. I've tested this myself. I've created multiple email accounts, like just brand spanking new fresh ones. And it keeps returning that. So I don't even know how many people have been soft-locked out of Twitter over the last fortnight, but they cannot resolve what seems to be a fairly simple issue, that there's something wrong with their registration field and it keeps returning an error. Now, even if you're a good boy, you are occasionally asked to, like, verify on Twitter because, basically because they just want to,
they want to catch somebody.
They want to catch someone who's slipping. So even if you're a legit account and you're just posting about, like, cats, you will occasionally be asked to verify your phone number or verify your email. Everyone asked to verify email, and of course, because this is fucking Twitter and they're retarded, you don't get the option to switch. Wait, let me verify through my phone instead. Nope, if you're asked to verify on email, you cannot twit. And they have not been able to fix this for a fortnight.
So what's going on? Is it like it's not actually sending the verification email? Or is it that you set the account up, or that your friend set the account up without an email?
Well, as you know, like, Twitter is about as transparent as a slab of granite. So all they've acknowledged is that it's an issue we're aware of, we consider it a critical issue, and we're working on it. So I have no idea how this error is being generated, but it seems like something fairly trivial to fix. But no matter what email you put in that field...
Which means, of course, Twitter has no fucking clue.
Yeah, it means Twitter's got no fucking clue, and they're like their much vaunted all women's senior programming team can't fix it. and their horde of Pajeets can't fix it either. They've had over a fortnight, and they just can't figure out why, no matter what email you put in there, it returns an error saying this email is in use with another account. So I don't know, like, and once again, opaque as granite. Are thousands of people soft-blocked at this point? Tens of thousands? Hundreds of thousands? How many people are soft-blocked? Nobody know.
The world may never know.
Well, usually when they do something like that, they're covering up something, or they're trying to prevent people from like doing something.
They may be, except when I went and dug this up, a lot of the people screaming about it were system-compliant bugmen. Not the sort of people who get in trouble on Twitter.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So, well, I'm gonna chalk it down to incompetence. They've got a problem that they literally don't know how to fix.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, the reason I ran it past Graph the other day because I wanted to see like if Graph had any insights into how like a multinational globe spanning social media platform couldn't resolve what seemed to be a fairly simple error. But all he did was just point and laugh at Twitter and go lol. So
that's
which is
the
very,
right answer.
Which is his want to do, of course.
Oh, by the way, someone told me for you to check entropy. They
Check
sent you money on
entropy. All right,
Yeah.
I will.
Oh my God! People are actually using entropy. What the? What? Are you sure this is a RAND stream?
Well, the thing, yeah, no, entropy is working on a big, on some sort of big update that they're going to roll out. And I'm not the only person in this boat where, at the moment, entropy is just flat out not working for me. I mean, I can sign in and all that, and I can receive offline dings, but what I can't do is stream. And I've tried to get hold of the lads, but yeah, I'm not the only, definitely not the only person with this problem, having had a look in their Discord. All right, let me have a look here. What has been sent in on entropy? Oh, God, someone wrote me a book in here. Okay, that one's from the other day. Okay, this one. Psycho Gungner?
Gunyer.
Psycho
It's Gunyer.
Okay. He sent in a $20. Thank you, sir. Biggest spender of the night thus far. He says, the thing that made me decide to wash my hands of Flam was the night I and a few others were talking to Warski in the Discord after a show, and Flam jumps in, ignores everyone else but Andy, and begs for Andy to get Daddy Jim to go on stream and save him. All this after the weeks of shitting on Andy's show. Bitch made F-slur. Oh, that's embarrassing.
That's the first I've heard of that. But it's not a...
That's not out of character? That's what you wanted to say? That's not out of character?
No, I mean, it's really not.
Oof.
It's really
No
not. Like I
spin
said,
on that
my
one.
argument...
No save.
My argument is that he's a retard. Like, that's my whole argument from the get-go.
That's your story. Every time. Every single time.
It is my story. And I have a lot of evidence to back up that the man's just kind of dumb.
Well, speaking of
Your Honor, my client is retarded.
Speaking of,
look, it's like I'm trying to defend Chris Chan here, okay? Like, it's like I'm sorry, but the man is autistic.
Oh, that's the wrong example you used.
Did you see the fake? Did you see the fake news going around about Chris Chan today? The news that
escaping through the window.
Yeah, it was obviously fake, but I wanted to believe. Yeah, Chris Chan escaped through a window at the courthouse. He's been on the run for 5 hours. Police can't find him. And the idea of Chris Chan being on the lam, just effortlessly like blending in with society so the police can't detect him is something so fucking funny that I just want it to be real. But then again, you saw the.
We don't live in an interesting enough world for that to be true.
They've got him on antipsychotics. Maybe he can blend in with society until the meds wear off.
I doubt it.
No, I fucking highly doubt it too.
I really wish we could get a single video of him on the antipsychotics, just talking about literally anything. Because I want to see if it's just the schizo autism like coming together in his brain, or if no, this is just who Chris is as a person. I need, like, they need to put Chris's trial on TV. We need it desperately.
What I want to see is like a video of him, like, you know, he's on the antipsychotics, and he just has like this sort of shell shocked, like, I just got back from my second tour of Vietnam look on his face, and he's like, since I've been sane, I don't even want to think about the life I've lived. It fills me. It fills me with horror and dread. It's like just having this complete. Oh my god! You know, like I've woken up from a coma, but it's worse than being in a coma. All of it happened. Like imagine
like
waking
he just wakes up and he's a totally different personality, totally different person.
Yeah,
Doesn't
imagine
even,
waking
like,
up as a. Imagine waking up sane in a 34-year-old body. It's the first day of your life. As a sane person, and you're already in prison for all the shit that this shell that you're surrounded in did. Also,
that sounds like it would make for an incredible movie.
I also like the other thing someone pointed out that said, sure, yes, they put him on antipsychotics now that he's in prison. So now, you know, just to make they make him sane so he can enjoy every fucking single second of being incarcerated.
Welcome to America. That's all I can say. It's what we do here. It's what we do.
Yeah, we'll let you hurt people in a mental daze, but we're going to make you sane when we finally put you in prison. Awesome. Awesome. I can hear the Star-Spangled Banner in the distance. All right. Something else I can hear in the distance is the screaming of unrequited dings. So Hyphen sent in $1 and said, we know Pond is Rand's real voice. Obviously true, because you've never heard us talk over each other. All right, Terry sent in $12 and said, well, at least nobody voted gay. Okay. Did you do one of your infamous polls, Terry? Oh, jeez. Would you have sexual relations with or without kids with this Asian? 58% yes. 42% no, 0% I'm gay, so no. I guess that's what he means. At least nobody voted gay. But you still have the chance to out yourself as gay, because this poll has not yet ended. Though apparently 58% of people want to give the Asian the poll.
Well, the Asians always were the hardest part.
They are the hardest part. Alright. A 2D waifu with 3D lady parts.
That is such a great song.
It is. Well,
wait until she takes off her makeup.
Of course, it's a great song. It was written by an Australian.
She'll turn into a fucking 0 out of 10.
Fairly sure.
Make her off.
Fairly sure it's either Evening News or Scratch who is responsible for the Asians are the hardest part. Also, the other great banger, Get an Avatar, written by Evening News. All right, Terry sent in another $5. And said, the problem is, good boys block everyone who disagrees with them. For example, Ralph can only tweet to his handful of followers because he blocks everyone. Yes! I discovered that when I went and got myself a new tweet account, and discovered that, boy, does he aggressively and preemptively block. Within hours, I was unable to access all 9 of his sock puppets. I mean,
he blockchains too, because I've created accounts and like followed like Nick Rekieta on them, and then like almost immediately before I've even like done anything else, I'm just automatically blocked, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even tweet from this account.
Are you telling me the least scared man on the internet is a baby back bitch? He needs his hug box?
In fact, I think I am. Well, it's not just for Ralph. It's not just about the hug box for himself, but it's the hug box so that other people in the hug box don't see the mean and scary A-logs giving them, the obviously fake news.
Yeah. Now, of course, like, there's absolutely no way to, like, just log out of your account and then just read what he had to say anyway. But, just
or open it up in Knitter.
Yeah. Just in the last couple of weeks, I can say that I I have personally seen him pretty much alienate himself from 5 of his like fans who were diehard up to this point. So yeah, like just watching him lose people because like people will come over to the other side outraged with screenshots saying like, I can't believe after all I've done and all the money I've sent him, I got blocked for this. And usually it's someone just asking a clarifying question or just going, what's up with this? And then they get blocked. And yeah, that works out great because you've just gone and turned someone who's been like so diehard they've clung on this long, and then you go and ban them for asking a question. And so of course they experience like that very sort of savage 180 where they go, you know what, fuck this motherfucker. You know?
Well, look at all the people that hate Ralph the most. A lot of them were like big supporters of his.
It's funny
that
how
just
that
like
be.
asked a simple question, or just like said, "Hey, Ralph, you know, is this stuff true?" And instead of just being like, "It's not true," he just fucking blocks them.
Yep.
And he's done that with so many people so often that he's like pulling like 400 viewers with the cozy multiplier, and I think his Odyssey streams are like barely in like the 50s, 40s era.
Well, he doesn't even, he pays zero attention to Odyssey now. He hasn't bothered to update his Odyssey in over a month. Typically there's like 18 viewers on there now. So like, you'd have to say like pretty much cozy accounts for his entire audience. I don't think he streams on Entropy anymore. I don't.
No, he hasn't done Entropy in a long time, I think.
Yeah. Oh, he managed to piss them off too, because he does manage to alienate everyone he ever has like a
Well, he
working
used
relationship
Entropy
with.
through the Chillstream Uncut account. So when it got banned, that was pretty much it.
And
he just never set up a new one.
And there were multiple restreamers, and I believe he managed to get into beefs with the first 2 people who were doing his YouTube restreams.
Yeah, God, what was his name? Full Blast Forever.
Yeah.
Like the first guy that did his restreams, you know, he got into a tiff with him because I can't even remember what it was specifically about, but there's so much Ralph drama. I can't remember what specifically. Good, but I know Full Blast had like a stream after the stream where he was just like talking about like Ralph stuff, and Ralph got mad about it and said, "Fuck him," you know, "Fuck you, bitch! Fuck you, bitch! You're done! You're done!" You know, all that shit. And he got Kaz to like basically give him his channel and use that as the restream. Of course, Ralph got it banned because Ralph's a thin-skinned bitch.
Well, Terry will just to finish off Terry's post here, because yeah, it says. Ralph can only tweet to his handful of followers because he blocks everybody. I get just as many likes for a banger post than Ralph does on a micro-blogging website no one cares about. Yeah, that is something very interesting. I mean, yeah, obviously you don't get, you know, when you're on the Fediverse, you don't get nearly as much, like, attention because, like, the audience pool is just so much smaller. But, yeah, when Ralph puts out his, like, denialisms and spin, you know, for a guy who's supposed to have, what, 40,000 followers, you'll see maybe 16 likes, 20 likes. If it's something big in particular, 30, 40. That's not great engagement. I mean, back when I was on the Twatters with the Skex's account and had over 3,000 followers, I'd regularly hit 100 when I posted a banger. And that's ostensively, because surely no one would be using bot accounts. That's ostensibly like fucking like 1/11th, 1/12th of his followers.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the thing too, is that a lot of his followers have been audited as fake too. Like, and I wouldn't put it past him at all to have bought fake followers back during the heyday of Gamergate.
Oh, okay. So someone sent in LibraCoin, which I'll punish them for later. Keemstar actually went and did the thing, apparently. Genetic ancestry for Daniel Coombe.
9% Africa.
9% Africa.
Oh no.
That's all I needed to see. Well, actually, hang on, I'm looking...
Does it break down specifically what region of Africa?
Actually, I'm looking at this, actually. If you read this correctly, it's actually 28% Africa.
Sad to see Gator lose clout coin like this.
Oh, my clout coins.
What a way to go. I guess he truly is the quintessential American. Look at this fucking La Creatora right here.
So does it say what region of Africa? Is it north or south? Because that makes a difference.
I think they do distinguish between boas and Africa. Yeah. Alrighty. Hyphen sent in $1 and said, Chris Chan when he regains sanity. Alright. Ha! Classic.
I'm retarded?
All right, Red Tech Engineer is up to something here. He's sent in $5 with some mysterious link.
Uh-oh.
No, look, we're not. Not yet. We're not at the point of being distracted with things that are off topic. Maybe later. All right. Unfortunately, due to the Ebenezer Scrooge-like nature of my audience, fucking stony road out here. That's all we've got at the moment. Carry on talking.
Well, before we get into Keffels, I wanted to ask Gator about
I never want to get into Keffels. Oh.
Phrasing.
Before we talk about Keffels, I should have said that. So you guys were talking about Flam and Discord. Well, I wanted to talk about his Discord because that was something I brought up in the video, was that he had like lolly posters in his server, like some guy named Corbo who was making lolly sculptors. Now, I don't know anything about Zoom, so I did put an addendum, like, I don't know if this information is accurate, but I guess Zoom doxed him, said this guy's like a pedo poster, and he's in your Discord, and Flam kind of like protected the guy. So I wanted, like, what do you know about all that, Gator?
I don't know a ton, but I know that Zoom's primary like evidence was some like anime figure that he had, and then he went, "Oh, well, obviously this is like an underage character, so he's a pedo." But I don't know too much about Corbo specifically. Okay. But I remember that video because that video was the one where he like doxed Spanish Inquisition, Augie. I think he posted Pei's like home address and where her parents live and shit. So there was like it was like a whole fucking video where he doxed like 15 to 20 people.
Okay, well there we go. So that's, I guess, that. So you don't know anything really about Corbo or anything?
Not really. I know the name and I remember the Zoom video, but that's really all I remember.
Oh, okay. I guess I'd have to get Flam in here to talk about that one. Although he talked a little bit about it on the casino, but not much. Like, he's like, Zoom doxed him because he said he was a pedophile. You know, that was about the extent of it, really. And then the other thing about Flam and his Discord, apparently there's a secret server where all of Flam's Jannies all go to, and I don't know if Flam himself goes there. I don't know if Kinoshe is still in the chat, if he knows anything about that. But I thought that was also kind of weird. Too, at the same time, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I was just about to bring up Kinoshe. I've got his post account here. I thought he'd be more vocal in the YouTube chat. Oh, there he is. So he posted this 14 minutes ago. In his farewell stream, Flamenco projects his own shortcomings, much like Ethan Ralph. Oh, you forgot to mention convicted. Oh, you're dropping the ball,
I'll answer this when
Yeah, you're supposed to say convicted sex offender Ethan Ralph. Onto fucking. You got to maintain that pressure. You can't let it drop. Onto Nicholas Diorio saying Nick pretended to be okay with Mr. Girl since he had more subscribers. Except this is what Flamenco did with Nick. It's almost like he's a fake amorphous piece of shit. And we got a clip here.
Like, it's not wrong to be angry at people that have personally wronged.
Oh god, it's 2 minutes long.
You, but it is wrong when you go to the point where you're just making shit up to attack them. You know what I mean? And I think I genuinely think that Diorio is like fundamentally a completely worthless and completely spineless individual who is beneath contempt. And I think this is like largely personified in a little bit of how he interacted with two people.
Oh god, Kedishay said it was originally 5 minutes long, Rand. I had to edit out all the stammering and dead air. Oh Lord help us.
So he blocked Spooky because I think Spooky made something along the lines of like big-tittied anime girls or whatever, and like the people that like get like autistic about like the various like things in anime or whatever. He blocked her and then made this like big fuss or whatever. And was going out of his way. It's like, I don't want to associate with somebody who's like, you know, endorsing lollies and shit like that. When Spooky's like talking about like big titty anime girls or whatever. The only problem is that Nick doesn't actually have this position, or that he only adopted this position because he saw it as like the best way for him to maintain popular opinion of himself. 8 months later, I get invited onto that Glink panel with Mr. Girl or whatever that Nick jumps in on, so he doesn't have any plausible deniability. He's like, well, I don't know if she ever said that or not. Mr. Girl made the exact same argument that Spooky did. You'll notice, though, that Nick doesn't necessarily have a problem with somebody who has, like, I don't know, 10 times the subscriber base having that same opinion. It's almost as if, I don't know. It's almost as if he's a fake amorphous piece of shit. It's like, it's not wrong to be angry at people that have personally wronged you, but it is like, it is wrong when you go to the point where you're just making shit up to
oh god, where's my mouse? You know what I mean? Well, hang on, is that
yeah, I was about to say,
is that really on me? Is that really on me that Flamenco's never-ending monotonous drone like just perfectly loops no matter where you cut him?
Holy shit, that repeated?
Yeah.
I just realized that now too.
We played the first 12 seconds over, and I didn't even fucking know.
And it looped back over, and Rand didn't realize it had restarted replaying.
Now look, there's something about broken clocks being right twice a day. I'm absolutely sure that Nicholas Diorio is an amorphous lying piece of shit. But yeah.
So Kinoshe replied in the chat. He said, not all of his Jannies are in the secret server because he has like 50, but his top Jannies. I was never in that one. Okay.
Now, is there a secret? Are you talking about like a whole server or like a hidden channel? How the fuck do you have 50
top Jannies?
Well, he did say he doesn't. I don't know, but he did say that he doesn't do any moderation, that he has them take care of it for him. I do remember that.
That's also kind of well. See, this is why I don't like. I agree with Seth Seentouch about this. Having like
that inflation
a large
video games
public.
Are great?
No, absolutely not. I don't agree with him on that one. But that having a public facing like community, whether it's like a forum or like a Discord, is just rife for pure fucking cancer. That's why you need like a more tightly knit community with like people that are willing to pay you money to actually like hang out with you and chat with you. That's the way you gotta do it, because otherwise you're letting in literally the worst fucking people. And then the other problem too is that when
my
you
crowd's
let in
taking
people,
notes here. That's right. There is a way to buy. You need to buy your way into my affection. I don't want to talk to you for free.
Well, and I'm going to explain my logic here. It's because when you let in just like anybody, you get all of these report figs that go through, and like anytime somebody drops a spicy gamer word, they report and flag it and get you kicked off the platform, and then you got to go and build another one. I mean, this is what happened to Seth like 50 fucking times with the Merchants Guild. Somebody would say something spicy, the whole server would get banned, everyone would get banned in it, everybody's got to make a new account, etc., etc. And then the other problem is you get like literal fucking schizos that wander in do crazy schizo things, get banned, get angry because they got banned, and declare holy jihad. Like that's the other problem too. And a lot of times it's just a fucking misunderstanding too. Like some legitimate people, like Pinochet, like that was a whole fucking misunderstanding. But it escalated to a level because like the fucking mods didn't want to admit they were wrong. And so it descended into, everybody hating everybody.
Much like the mistranslation in this comic, the incorrect when done correctly, this actually says I was 55 at the time.
You have a problem with jihads from bannings? I do when the ban is illegitimate, or like when the ban was legitimate, somebody did something retarded, and then they got banned, and then they were unbanned. I don't think that all bannings 100% of the time are bad. I don't think all blockings 100% of the time are bad. I think that there's a time and a place where those tools do have to be used, but they shouldn't be used just because, like, you got butthurt at somebody.
Now, I have to correct Pinochet at this point. I feel that in my role as a Grand Mufti in the Episcopalian branch of Islamo-Duganists, you don't say, I'll put a jihad on you. You say, I will put a fatwa on you. The jihad comes from the fatwa.
I love telling the story. Did you guys
Rand's
know?
really rocking that 5% Middle East there.
Did you know he was screaming Allahu Akbar so loud in his room that his wife at
the time it was at the height of the COVID spook. So the missus was like doing her work through Zoom calls, and she could faintly hear through the wall, Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
That's amazing. A fat war. Yes, you're gonna put a fat war on somebody.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, there we go. There we go. Like, there's been a fat war going on for months. It's yeah. There we go. We just need to openly declare it. Yeah, and as I said, as the Grand Mufti of the Episcopalian Church of the Islamo-Duganists, I'm in such a position. I declare a fat war. I declare a fat war against
let me correct something real quick.
Against rage pigs. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me correct. I got to correct something real quick because Keenan just said that's not what happened. I deleted the picture of Tuck's sister. The guy cried about it. I said, "Okay, do it again," and another Janny would ban him. So yeah, it was a Janny getting mad because. So wait.
So it seems like Janny on Janny crime here.
It was Janny on Janny crime, so therefore. All bets are off.
Oh, I'm getting well, actually. That's a line from Team America. I'll put a jihad on you. Oh, that's right. I put a jihad on them. I put a jihad on them that day. Yeah, you're right.
It was Janny on Janny crime. Therefore, they should have been put into the Thunderdome and forced to battle each other with brooms.
Oh, thank you, Clips and Bits. Thank you for correcting my title. I'm actually the Grand Mufti of Queen Karaoke. Thanks, man.
I like it. It really...
No, you don't like it. We'll never mention it again.
The Grand Mufti of Queen Karaoke.
Shut up, Kinoshi said that situation was used as a pretense to ban me, saying I was encouraging the docs because I didn't go along with covering for docs and turned the server against them. So there you go.
All right, we got $1 here from Icosphere. He says, Corbo is our Lord and Savior, and this slander is depressing. Corbo? Korbo?
Yeah, I think that was somebody in Flam's Discord that Zoom said was a pedophile.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he was.
We talked about Corbo earlier. I don't really know too much about him aside from the Zoom video.
Yeah, and I don't really know much either, besides what Zoom alleged, and also that call that Zoom had with Flam.
Well, results may vary with declarations from Kiwi Farms. Never forget, I'm a Lebanese Jew who lives in South Australia.
You are. They got you pegged.
Oh no,
Mr. Pegging.
Oh, praising. Oh my god, look, I usually don't mention Libra coins, but Red Tech Engineer dropped 1,000 Libra coins. So, thank you for the 20 cents. And he says, Gator is wrong. Frog knows what's up. That's
we can
your,
agree to disagree.
I was going to say, that's your cue to quote the Big Lebowski and go, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Your opinion, man. But I know it's an unpopular opinion that Flamenco's not a pedophile. He's just an idiot.
It's a wrong
I know
opinion.
that's not a very popular opinion, but this is the internet dog pile. Once again, if you don't like somebody, you flip over a rock and you find the proof that this definitively proves that all the things that I believe about this person are 100% true because the rock told me so.
I just want to read.
Hey, I'd believe anything that the rock told me.
You see this? It says, I was 5 at the time.
Yeah,
that's
well, actually, this is interesting. Kinashe says that he literally got this from Paulie's video.
Yeah, because I got that from his thread, because people had posted a couple of panels from the comic. So that's where I got this. This is the only work safe one.
Oh, I was about to say, this is the only one I've seen, so I'm going to assume the other one is worse.
So I think there's a time skip, but like I said, the character still. But Gator also pointed out the characters are drawn to look younger as well, so it's kind of hard unless the age is specifically stated. I think it is.
Now, this is my question. Does something is he depicted as a 5-year-old engaging in sexual activities?
It's implied through dialogue, I believe. That
okay.
Yeah, that his aunt molested him as a child, and so he's been groomed into dressing up as a girl and getting.
But
paid.
they didn't actually depict it.
I don't think
that would have made
so.
That would have made it like there'd be no argument at all there.
Right.
Gentlemen, we also do need to play this. It's relevant. As I mentioned to Kinoshe when he made me aware of this thing's existence, I would have done my own lines in this if he'd just asked. Have you guys seen the Keel stream?
No, I haven't.
Ralph's Capos.
I already see Ralph as D, so
yes,
this is great already.
It's going to be a winner. Ralph's Capos return for a crumb of clout, but are quickly reminded what working for him is like. All right, strap yourselves in, boys.
All right.
Flamenco, get your skinny ass in here. Slithering as fast as I can, sire.
Is it supposed to be playing? So I don't hear anything.
You need to be more on time.
Oh, the audio's not coming through?
No. Oh, you got it in the other window, that's why.
Oh, I fucked up. Ah.
Flamenco, get your skinny ass in here. Slithering as fast as I can, sire. Now you listen here. You need to be more on time for the kill stream ever since you failed on your own, Flamenco. Now you can't tell me what to do. You know I answer to Nick. That your cope? Nick is on vacation. That makes me the king of America First and the emperor of the kill stream. Or like the king of the high-fat cream. You're huge, Ralph. What do you say to me, you little snail bitch? I'm the king of this sector. Now go fetch Rambot for me. Rambot, are you there? Come in, Rambot. Get me out of this. Talk to Ralph for a little bit or something. All right, it's Rambot time. We're gonna do it without the coin singing. Yay, we're gonna do it Rambot time. Can I talk to Andrew Anglin? Yes or no? Don't tell me you forgot my maker's mark, Rambot. Got your maker's mark right here, my mensch. I like that you're fucking waddled. Yeah. Why don't you go take Flamenco into the back, tell him how to be a real good servant, like you, Rambot. By the way, I heard you might have had a miscarriage. You fucking loser. Let's fucking go!
Jesus.
Yes, sir, my minch. Happily, my minch. But, Ralph, I'm trying to bounce back. You gotta let me do a co-host job. Don't I have the right to speak? I mean, I almost broke 190 viewers last night playing Monster Hunter. It's enough for you. You're going in the back. We're gonna watch our minch do his show on his own. He don't need no co-hosts. Let's get into the kill stream. Tucker Carlson, bitch. You can get that.
This is 100% accurate. I remember that episode.
This is art. This is pretty accurate.
Oh god, you're even cool in this. Meanwhile, Flamenco is like, oh my god, so pathetic.
Why?
Oh, Jesus.
Why am I always cool, no matter what they try and do to me?
I'm conspicuously absent because I guess I'm cleaning up something in the back.
Well, you're familiar with this cartoon series. What character would you be in this scenario?
Probably the guy he calls from, who DDD always calls on the TV, the MMB guy.
Oh, okay.
And I would just make soundboard noises.
Well, Joe says, it's not true over there in the YouTube, but it's very true. And it's also criminally underrated. So that's the king of Sting there, who has 123 subscribers. But this has had less than 500 views. We need to fix that.
Yeah, monster management.
Yeah, go over there and give that...
No. What?
Oh,
I'm trying
wait.
to figure out the name of the company. Nightmare Enterprises. That's it. Nightmare Enterprises.
Oh, wait, I was going to say, like, go over there and give this guy a thumbs up, and I realized I'd already thumbsed it up, so I was actually removing my thumbs up. There we go. All right, Trouble Turtle, you know I can't read that out. Oof. It had the dreaded N.
There you go. It'd be this guy. The guy that only appears via television, and it's always like DDD trying to like buy the latest like monster to go at Kirby.
I'm just more familiar with those. I'm not familiar with the cartoon, but I'm familiar with like the comics that they remastered. Yeah, candles. You know, remember candle sniffing fuck fence? Go climb a wall of dicks.
That's Robotnik. That's a Sonic Comics.
Oh, I'm getting my stuff all mixed up.
Yeah.
It's all the same to me. I particularly like that one.
Sniffing fuck fence. Go climb a wall of dicks.
That is an excellent Robotnik.
I've had a lot of practice watching lots and lots of YouTube poops.
I also like the one that has like Sonic the Hedgehog. He's got a huge grin on his face, and he goes, "What's a 4-letter word that scares burglars?" Rape.
Rape.
This made me wonder, like, what was the original 4-letter word that scares burglars? I mean, it's not police. That's not a 4-letter word.
I don't know, but that's something retarded that would be in a Sonic comic, though. God, those Sonic comic edits are like some of my favorite stuff.
You guys remember that story where that actually happened in real life?
Probably the greatest fucking line. Wait, what?
There was this. Do you remember that story about that actually happened in real life?
Oh, where a burglar got raped?
2 burglars. And you understand when you see the photo of the guy, because the guy is like this gigantic, like fucking, like sort of like an older version with a slight pot gut version of the golden one. They fucking broke into his house, and unfortunately for them, he was gayer than a tree full of monkeys on nitrous oxide. He knocked them both out, locked them up in his basement, and forcefully sodomized them over the course of a fortnight before the police.
Goosh.
Yeah, before the police came in.
Oh dear God!
But yeah, no, they broke into his house armed. He subdued them, and then they were treated to that scene out of Pulp Fiction. Except this time, Bruce Willis didn't break him out with a samurai sword.
Oh, or the scene from Boondocks. I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. Oh, I see you choosing the hard way. I'm a warrior.
I see some people in the chat are familiar with that story. It's one of those stories that, like, you know, you get stuff that's old news, but it's kind of perennial. Like, you'll see it, like, crop up again on social media amongst people who hadn't seen it before. That's
like I had, I posted something the other day. There was like, it's like, Gator, this was from like 2021. I'm like, I know, but this is the first time I'm seeing it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I can't even remember what it was you were posting because I think I was one of those people going.
Oh, I remember
hey,
it
Gator,
was the guy from the fucking ATF. The guy from the ATF getting like absolutely obliterated by the fucking cops.
Did you get caught up on the backstory with that piece of shit?
Yeah, that he like fucking stole from a wine store.
He'd been doing it for weeks. He didn't just one night just roll up and rip him off for expensive wine. He'd been doing it for weeks, and they set it up so they could just absolutely catch him out in 4K because they knew he was a fucking fed, and they were afraid to make a move unless they had like totally solid stuff. So he'd been walking in there and doing this. He'd done that shit where he was. You go to the self-serve checkout and like you ring up the price for something else. He was getting like 60 fucking dollar bottles of wine, and putting them through as like as $6 wonders. And he'd been doing it so often though, because you know, how do you know someone's a fucking fed? They'll tell you. You know, outside of contexts where they're trying to get you online. So this guy had been
trying to trap you.
Yeah. He'd been big noting himself, but letting everyone know that he was a big shot. And so they're like, Jesus Christ, this guy won't stop stealing wine. We have to do something. Yeah, he got fucking arrested.
And a little note here: all self-checkouts have the ability to like each one like has a weight sensor, so they know that you're fucking stealing shit.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of like. Every single
whether they're
employee
going to
is trained
enforce it or not
to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like literally no matter what grocery store or store you work for, every single employee is trained like, yeah, if you see somebody stealing, don't do anything because you don't know if they have a gun or not. So you literally just kind of like
in fact, we'll fire you if you even lay a hand on someone who's like
they stealing. Will too, because if in the course of events you happen to like grab them and you know they just spontaneously convulse and you break their arm, the store becomes liable for that and they'll get sued.
It's probably reaching the point where they'll probably fire you for like fighting back if like one of these if a hyphenated American just starts beating you up and like you try and stop him beating you up, you'll probably get fired.
No, you probably would. I would not doubt that a single bit. Well, remember the lady at Target, right? The guy that was trying to like fleece her for like a fucking toothbrush because he like moved a sticker from one aisle to the other and then tried to argue that this like expensive electric toothbrush was 99 cents or some shit. Remember they tried to get her fired? I don't know if
the toothbrush
remember
thing.
They tried.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, it was this disgusting. Well, you know, I'm allowed to say it because that was literally his ethnicity. It was a disgusting individual who happened to be Jewish tried to do that. Yes. It's just a coincidence that these disgusting people also happen to be Jewish. Many such cases.
Wasn't the ATF guy also? Actually, come to think of it?
I don't know about that, actually. I don't know whether he was Jewish. But do you know, he actually did try and sue the police department about that arrest. And I have tried, and in fact the TRS boys have tried, to find info about how that lawsuit went, because he initiated it in 2020. Like pretty much immediately after the incident, he tried to sue the police department. There is like zero information on the net about like the progression of that lawsuit. So I don't know whether
it probably hasn't progressed. I mean, the Vic Lasagna thing started in 2019, and we didn't get a final decision until like a week ago.
Well, I mean, yeah, I was going to say about that. Like, well, talking about information, like I was actually tired of it before we got anywhere near the resolution of the fucking thing.
That's fair. Different strokes, I suppose.
Terry has sent in $5. He says, the problem with Rand is he's the kind of guy you'd want to have a beer with. Why is that a problem? Even though many of his followers are not that social. I'll have a salute to you. Some of our followers are pretty damn social. I'll have a salute to you, Randbot. Let's salute to you. Bottoms up. Oh, okay. Well, I got half a beer here. Rand, where are you going? Looks like he took an Uber and left. I don't know what he means by that. Oh, are you implying that if I went to a social event, I'd like fucking white ninja on you? I would never white ninja on you. If I'm going to I have never well, okay. I have white ninja on events, but they were in the army and I didn't want to be there and they forced us to go, and that doesn't count.
Oh, is that what happens when you show up, say hi to everybody, you drink, and then you just mysteriously vanish and nobody knows where you went?
Yeah, that's pulling the white ninja. Like you know, you're at something, you don't really want to be there. You're like, "Hi guys, hi." You know, like it's visible that you're there, and then nobody sees you leave, and like half an hour later, they're like, "Where's old Robbo?
Me and my roommate
Where the
are
fuck is
fucking
Robbo?"
notorious for that.
Oh, you're a fucking white ninja,
notorious.
are you?
We would well, it's usually because we had to work the next day, so we'd like show up, we'd be there for like 2 hours, and then everybody'd be like, "Where the fuck did they go?" We're already back at home sleeping.
Yep. Now look, I'm not saying that white ninjaing is bad. Quite often it's done for legitimate reasons. But yeah, like it can be a bit of a dog move but yeah. It's just one of those things, highly situational. But yeah, I've only ever white ninja'd on stuff that I absolutely positively did not want to be there for and was forced to go to.
Yeah, pretty much. Or gotta do something the next day.
Yeah, that's right. I'm familiar with this one, Adar. It says it's called the Irish goodbye. I'm familiar with that one. The only thing is that does tend to confuse people because other people not familiar with the phrase would assume the Irish goodbye is when you like fucking glass someone in the face. Goodbye.
You strap a car bomb to the door.
Yeah, that's another kind of Irish goodbye. All right. You guys go back to arguing about flamenco now.
Okay. We've kind of already gone over most of it at this point.
Oh god.
Well, there's one more thing I wanted to go over. It just now, but this looks worse on Christorian X's part. Christorian X was in Flamenco's server telling him to scrub every suspicious thing that he has online, like go through everything, and if there's anything that's suspicious, delete it. And that just looked really bad. And Flam was like, yeah, I agree. And it's just like, it's just like
that's also the advice that the Kiwis give in general to anybody is delete fucking everything. Like he was telling Flamenco to just fucking leave the internet, I believe.
Well,
I guess Flamenco's finally taken up the advice. I guess he's finally deleting all his shit.
That's what actually happened to Christorian X. As soon as I wasn't even trying to like get the guy kicked. I wasn't trying to like cancel him or get him kicked off the internet. But as soon as I just talked about it, he immediately deleted everything. And I saw it happening in real time. It was crazy. Oh, sorry, Gator. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I noticed that too. But it seemed more connected with the op that was going on the board, where that dude Cal Poly, who's been around for like 100 fucking years, like took pictures of himself and tried to pass it off as Christorian X for some weird reason. Showed himself in his Discord, logged in as Cal Poly, and I guess thought nobody would catch that.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was an op. Autistic Right, who's been a very popular name the past couple of days, actually, because of the MTG swatting thing that was falsely attributed to him. He was the one that pointed that out and locked the thread. This is why I mentioned in my like people who could have done it on the Kiwi Farms thing, the cow diaspora, as I call them, that fled from 8chan when it collapsed. That's why I listed them in there, because they have a vested interest in going at Autistic Right for locking down the thread and ending their Christorian X gay op.
Huh. I didn't know that was going on.
Oh yeah, that guy fucking hates me too, by the way. The Cal Poly guy.
Yeah, okay, well, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, it's like I didn't Okay, so that's why he deleted everything, because there was some gay op going on against him, and he's just like, fuck it.
He was probably the one person smart enough to just be like, you know what, there's no point in arguing any of this shit. The more you argue, the more it makes you interesting to people that want to fuck with you. Just delete it and move on, go do something else. That's basically that's the smart thing to do. But then again, none of us are here because we're smart.
All right, fair enough. Let's see. Oh, wait. Someone in chat says, let's see. I'm going to read this. Let's see. Christorian X, in private, delete everything, Flam. In public, you have no proof Flam's a pedo. I mean, it's up to him if he wants to defend him or not. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about his comment, Gator? Kim Park.
I know Kim Park doesn't like me.
Oh,
for one.
Okay.
But like, I'll address it at face value. I think that's kind of a mischaracterization of what he was trying to say. He was telling Flamenco that they're like digging into his past and shit, and like going after his family and shit, and so he's better off just like DFEing and leaving rather than staying around and letting people because people like. I've seen the shit that they're saying about Flamenco, and they want to some people want to actually fucking kill the guy at this point. It's gotten so extreme and so crazy because when someone makes an allegation, they just believe it 100%. And I know a lot of it's commentary community people that have made accounts, and they want to stoke the flames because they're Nick Diorio BreadTube disciples. I get it. I understand it. So you can't really take it at face value because some of them are saying things just to kind of work the crowd up or whatever, and it's not legitimate. But it's the smart thing for Flamenco to do is just delete his internet presence and leave at this point. Because it's just going to continue. People are going to continue to go after him. People are going to continue to accuse him of things he didn't do or things he's not involved with. And I guess just better to cut his losses when his family's being involved. Yeah, EPDR says in chat, says, at this point, people just want to fuck with Flam. Yeah, that's what it is at this point, is they just want to fuck with him. He's shown that he's vulnerable to being fucked with.
Turned himself into a heat seeker, and now he's getting the heat.
Yeah, and I think it's probably, the smartest thing he's done is saying, hey, I'm gone until at least December. I think that's I think he should have, I told him to do that when the Pornhub thing came out. I'm like, hey, why don't you just take a break from the internet? Because the last thing you want to do when you have such nuclear heat on yourself is to just kind of keep going and try to pretend like nothing's happening, because it makes people want to fuck with you even more. You might as well just be like, yeah, fuck, I took a loss on this. I'm going to go take a break and go do something else. Andy Worski's the fucking master of this. Every time that something retarded has happened, Andy's always just been like, fuck it, sabbatical. I'll come back in a couple months. And it works every time. Every single time he takes a little break, he comes back and he goes right back to doing what he's doing. That is what you should do. I told Ralph to do this numerous times. Of course, he never listened to me.
Well,
Go figure.
That's why he's top of the sector. And that's why his e-career. That's why his e-career has never been at the apogee that it is right now.
I was trying to fucking drink a soda. I just about spat it out when you said top of the sector.
The whole 20 viewers on Odyssey and the 5,000 multiplied on Cozy.
I'd have to say that literally everyone watching him on Odyssey at this point has to be hate watching.
It's gotta be, especially since you said
you'd be on Cozy by now. Otherwise,
yeah, it's gotta be.
All right. So somebody went and helpfully brought up the news article about that thing I was talking about. If you guys want to direct your eyes to this magnificent thing on the screen here.
Oh my God! They got raped by a gorilla.
Bummed for burgling. This is why I love the British press.
Looks like fucking Joe Rogan did a fusion dance with a gorilla.
Yeah. So the British, there's a lot of things to say about the British press. Little of it positive, but they're boy, they go a lot harder than the American press does. You're never going to see a headline like this in an American newspaper. Bummed for burgling. And then you got these two guys' mugshots where they look like they've been raped for 5 days straight, don't they? It just says,
and that guy looks like he did the raping.
Hapless thieves break into home of America's most prolific gay sex predator. Fucked. Morgan and Gorton suffered a horrific ordeal by Wolfman. Two unlucky criminals got bummed to within an inch of their lives after breaking into the home of one of America's most notorious gay sex criminals. Garfield Morgan, 54, and his pal Kim Gorton, 36, smashed through the back door of Harry the Wolfman. Well, I think he likes having his back door smashed in. But he did some back door smashing himself. Harry the Wolfman Harrington. That's his fucking called, the Wolfman, for fuck's sake. In Florida. But while they were rifling through the 6'7", 34-year-old's belongings, he came home and caught them in the act. Harrington, who has spent 10 of the last 12 years in prison for sex offences against men. See, this is what you got to understand. This guy is not a pedophile. He's a man rapist.
I want a man's butt.
Easily overpowered the
We
bear.
can do this the hard way.
Yep, he literally did that. Look,
He's the booty warrior.
You got a byline here in bold and underlined. Screams!
Well, mate, I'm going to tell you right now, that gun ain't going to stop me.
But instead of calling the police, he tied them up and used them as his personal sex slaves for the next 5 days. They were only discovered after a neighbor heard screams and called the cops. Now, this gets harder to read a little bit as it gets cut off, but you still get the gist of it. A police source said, "Those poor bastards, they were utterly broken. I've never seen such a look in a man's eyes. Just look at their mugshots." Well, we'll just zoom in on that. This is what being locked in the Wolfman's dungeon for 5 days does to almost said the N-word, does to a fella. Look at him! Look at him! Holy shit!
You know, what you don't know is that the guy with the jacked up eyes, those eyes looked straight before.
Yeah.
They don't anymore.
So this guy looks like he's just looking for the nearest bathroom to do with Steelers fans. This guy he's got like life is pain and I'm living it. Like fucking look right here.
Why are we here?
The wolf
just to suffer.
The Wolfman is notorious throughout Florida. He's kind of like the boogeyman. That kind where hang on, I gotta zoom out a bit to because
the kind that kids
warn each other about. But he's a very real, very violent, and something danger to all men. They are lucky to be alive, but they will never be the same again. Physically and emotionally, they are damaged.
They're very damaged.
The burglars face a charge of breaking and entering, while Harrington is looking at a life sentence for rape.
Sentence for rape.
He just got out of prison for 10 years for raping men. Look at this motherfucker in his leather armchair with a fucking cigar. Let's not overlook the fact that he's just fucking giving the "I am going to fuck you in the ass" look to the camera while smoking a fucking stogie in his fucking tidy whities.
Jeez.
This is a real thing, and it happened. Oh, in October the 2nd, 2016. Wait a minute. Well, that means we can check up on things, right? So what's his name here? Harry the Wolfman Harrington.
So we can do it keeping up with the Joneses, except for a
keeping
serial rapist.
Oh, we got a Snopes fact check. Were two burglars sodomized for 5 straight days? No! No! Fuck you, Snopes!
It's Snopes, so that might be bullshit.
I want to believe!
It's Snopes, and it might be bullshit. You gotta read it.
Ah, it was too good to be true. wait a minute. All they're saying is that it was published in a newspaper they didn't like.
A tabloid, yeah.
Well, of course, yeah, that'd be a tabloid. The premise of this rumor was repurposed for a fake CNN news article. Okay, their only claim to it being false is that the only people who reported to it was a British tabloid. Hold on. There is a guy called Harry Harrington on Twitter. I don't think it's the same guy. He's into RuPaul. Wait, burgers and bodybuilding?
No, that might be the same guy then.
I'm just a wolfman on a mission.
Oh, no. No.
I made it out of prison and my butthole is still tight. Some people never accept reality. Oh, I don't know. It may be false. I'm so disappointed. That was one of my favorite stories. Well, 10 out of 10.
What a shame.
10 out of 10 to whoever came up with that then. Because that's fucking great. Alright. Oh, shit. I just shut down the fucking thing. Alright. Do you guys have any more slap fighting to do, or are you all slap fighted out? Neither of you ever went for the throat. I'm very disappointed.
I'm kind of very slap fighted out, to be honest.
I don't really, and like I said, I don't really do blood sports. I was prepared to face that. But I also want to say to the people in the chat, so I think these are probably people from Cal or people from the Council of Evil. They were calling you out, Gator, and they're saying I'm sweeping it up for Flam. I just want to say, no, I am not. Like, I think Flam is very suspect. I don't trust him. As far as why I took down the video, I already said why I took it down. I took it down because there was inconsistencies and I didn't want to just put up a bunch of bullshit. So, because I don't do that. I know a lot of people in this sector, because I'm not from this sector and I'm not in any sector, okay? But a lot of people just like to run with bullshit, and that's not what I do. So if there's something that's wrong, I take it down because it's honestly the quicker and easier thing to do, and then issue a correction. Or like the whole thing with Spooky. They're saying that Spooky's a lolicon. Gator's saying she's not. I have no way to verify if what the chat is saying is true or if what Gator's saying is true. I'll take his word for it that it was some argument over Segoy-chan or whatever the
Uzaki. Hana Uzaki, yeah.
Okay, Uzaki-chan, a big-titted anime girl. So I'll take his word for it. So that's all I'm going to say on that. So there you go.
Kinosha asks, Gator, would you let Flamenco babysit your kids and nephews? I wouldn't let anyone from the internet babysit my children or my nephews. I got to be real honest. That's not really the question to ask. Because the answer is no. I wouldn't let Flamenco babysit my kids or my nephews. I wouldn't let you or anybody in chat or Rand or Pond because I don't know any of them personally. Now, if I went to Australia, hung out with Randbot became a close family friend, that's a different story. But no, nobody from the internet will ever be watching my children. Assuming I even have any. Let's be real, that's a stretch.
Yeah, that's a good rule to have. I mean, there's just tons and tons of psychos online. Not saying that anybody here is a psycho, but I've seen lots of insane shit online, and yeah. It's like, unless you become like a close friend that I know personally in my life and you're in my life, yeah, no, gonna pass.
I trust my kid around NJP boys, but that's a different kind of group from just internet circle jerks that you can join.
Yeah, because the worst thing you have to worry about is Stryker trying to buy.
Oh no! Oh, Stryker, please don't buy my kid a steak.
You weren't around for that lore, Paul. It was something we covered on the last debate, Lords.
I wasn't around for that one, so I missed it.
No, the funny thing is, it'd probably be my kid objecting. Go, no, I want pizza. No, but Stryker can come and parent shame me any day of the week. He can take my kid out for a steak. I trust him. Look, I'll believe him when he says that he's just got a case of the sniffles when he comes out of the bathroom, like like rubbing his nose. Well, I thought we did tell you about that one, Paulie, like back in the day. But Johnny Monoxide screamed about he was parent shamed because Stryker tried to buy his kid a steak, and he claims that like Stryker and Mike were doing fucking cocaine in the bathroom at a kid's party. Like, where's your receipts on that? My source is I made it the fuck up.
You might have told me about this. I just can't remember. You probably have, though.
Yeah, now that I brought it up, so at least a couple of people in the chat are going to leap on me and say, when are you going to finish the Johnny Monoxide video rant? One day, when Pond twists my arm to do it. It's her baby. It's her creation. So, whenever I can't dodge Pond anymore, and she's hard to dodge, she's my secretary. Alrighty, let's have a look.
Getting back to what we were saying real quick. Like people trying to this is another people that try to accuse other people of sweeping up because they're not just like calling each other the F slur over and over again. Like Pauly has his perspective on this and I have mine, and just because we're not like yelling at each other or like trying to make up shit about each other doesn't mean that like somebody's trying to cover for somebody or that. See, that's the same kind of retarded logic that starts this kind of shit in the first place, is that everybody just accuses everybody of the most retarded and outlandish shit. And I know it's like the League of Evil. I was about to say, or what a gay name for a fucking bunch of losers. Like, you want to talk about the fucking harvest coming for somebody in the fall? Like, it's probably going to be those fucking guys because everybody hates them.
It already actually has started. They have their own threads, each of them.
Well, they don't fucking contribute comedy to anything. They're anti-comedy. Anytime that they show up, they make everything gay. They do a bunch of like gay ops and doxing shit and like the fucking journal thing, which blew up in their faces. It's all like stupid contrived bullshit.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
And they're also gunt guards, which makes it twice as bad.
I can't imagine that.
Join us for the next debate, Lords, where we find two other guys who agree with each other on everything.
Yeah, I know.
What was I was going to say something really quick on that point. Shit, I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. The same thing with kind of like burn, like with like you were saying, like the whole. Like, oh, this person associated with this person, they must be in on it. It's like, no, that's a fucking huge leap in logic.
Yeah, and that's why I can't do the like just trust me, bro, with Burn, because he's gone on these like crazy leaps of logic, and it seems more like scorned ex-lover than it does like, I'm trying to, like bust these guys for doing this heinous shit. It's more like, no, there's something there in my backstory why I'm angry at these people, and I don't want to admit what it is because it destroys my credibility. That's the vibe I get from it.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair that you get that vibe from that. I did talk to one of his former associates, but like you pointed out, and it has been pointed out to me, it's really hard to trust all these people. I'm still going to do a video on Dimitri, but I'm only going to talk about the stuff that's like his own words, stuff that he's posted. And when it comes to those logs and stuff, I'll be like, yeah, there's some suspicious stuff going on with these logs, and I can't really trust it. Because I try to stick to the facts the best I can. And with logic, and so yeah, with the logs, I can't say if for sure if they're real, but there's a lot of smoke around Dimitri and stuff like that. So I mean, but like you said, it's hard to trust these people, and it's hard to take them at face value because they're all at each other's throats, and there's all this gay trauma shit, throwing shit, seeing what sticks. It's a mess.
That's pretty much just what the internet is now.
Yeah.
It's just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, seeing who reacts to what. And Flamenco's been, he's fallen into that trap of, somebody cracked a joke at his expense. He got a little little butt frustrated by it and imploded. And I think that's, in my opinion, that's what he's guilty of. He's guilty of being mad at the internet.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely would agree with you that he's mad at the internet, for sure. Yeah, and so it is a bit strange the timing of the leave of absence, but maybe I'm reading too much into it because, like you said, I've got my own ideas and thoughts and opinions. Maybe I'm reading a little too much into it, but it's just a little weird. Like there was all this stuff in his thread that came out. I didn't get a chance to look at it because Kiwi Farms is down. But
I know I was gonna grab a bunch of shit too, and then the fucking website's down. And I was like, well, I can't do that now.
There was something like I don't know if this is true or not.
She's back up, boys.
There was the person that was in his thread, and everybody was trying to say that this was like a Flamenco Discord person, but there was like literally no proof of that, and people just kind of ran with it without like any sort of evidence whatsoever. Anybody could like create a Kiwi Farms account and like pretend to defend Flamenco while also just like making up a bunch of bullshit to like try to add to the lore by pretending to be pro Flamenco and like dropping shit.
Yeah, that is something that can happen. Like when I was
they did it like with Christorian X, where they created that fake account on Medicare Fembot's Medicare website, and Autistic Right actually confirmed that account was completely fake.
Oh wow.
So it's like that's the problem, is that there's just so many fucking gay ops, and there's all of these different gay ops groups going around like doing all this gay shit. It's hard to get to the truth.
Light Rain, I'm not gonna. Sorry, that's someone from my channel. Light Rain, no, I'm not gonna do it. It's not happening. I'm not gonna become a grifter. But back to Flam. There was something. Yeah, there was that, and then there was something in his thread about being swatted, or was that the person that was claiming to, like, in the thread that was claiming to be like or they thought was a Discord mod was claiming to be swatted? Because I didn't really get a chance to look at it.
I'm not even sure what you're talking about, actually.
Okay, I guess there was something about, because someone posted. I did see this just a few days ago, because I'm busy with work and other shit, so I didn't really have a chance to go through his thread. But I saw someone posted a video of this young guy coming out of the house with his hands up, and I guess someone got swatted related to Flamenco or something. Like, I don't know.
Holy shit! I'm going back. I'm on like the second page back of Keffel's Kiwi Farms thing, and I'm looking at posts made 4 minutes ago. Holy shit! She rolling. Page 3, 11 minutes ago.
Go back to the top. How many fucking pages are there now?
1,469, dude. Oh, yeah.
Keffels may outpace Ralph's original thread at this point in record time.
Might want to wear a nose peg if you're going to do a 69 with Keffels. Bleh. Bleh. Okay, but Keffels is a pedophile. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I just went and looked at Keffel's Twitter. Keffels is cherry picking comments from some of the more socially awkward people in Kiwi Farms. People are posting like, I don't know what to do if this site goes down, bros. This is all I've got on the internet. And Keffel's going like, we're going to have victory any moment. These are the people that we're going to take down from the internet. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's
They'll just make a new website.
There's also a rumor that Keffels is on the run from the law because they took the cops took the computer, and I think they found a bunch of illegal shit on there.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that's going on. Keffels has played this off as a huge grift, but yeah, it claims it's going to Europe. It gave the impression it was in Europe, but it's actually in Florida, and it took these guys all of fucking 5 minutes to figure out he was in Florida. Sorry, Lucas, you got caught out in 4K. In fact, here it is. Keffel's got doxed by his bed sheets again. Did you guys see this?
What?
Yeah, they found out where Keffels is staying. Cause, Keffel's like, I'm going to Europe to escape this transphobia. Instead, it went to Florida. But Florida. But it literally, how'd they dox it again? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it took a photo where like someone did like some incredible reverse engineering. Yeah, here it is. So it complained about. Oh yeah, no, this is how it happened. It complained about, and I'm not even sure if this is true or whether it just used this to get a whole bunch of free food. Hey, Uber support, my account was hacked. Those goddamn Iranian super hackers. And had the passwords and email changed. Hundreds of dollars worth of food showed up on my doorstep. Can you please message me so I can remove my payment info from the hacked account and get reimbursed? Yeah, you're keeping the food though, right?
You don't want to get into a dick measuring competition.